not only getting the team hype, not only is kind of doing all the communication, but after the games that they're winning, he's standing up, he's getting in the face of the people that he's just knocked out. He's telling them get out. He's telling them that choke. They're telling that up to gaming they're here to win. And that's a formal that I personally have never seen. I've never seen formal kind of act like that. Previously, like when he was on M, for example, he was just kind of a chilled out guy, the cool, calm, collected one. And now we're seeing this new form, which I personally am enjoying a lot. If he goes in the same intensity, and like you said, United start off slow, formal might eat them alive.
Oh, he definitely has potential to do just that. That's player he is, and as you said, it's had a fantastic Sunday. Let's take a look at Formal's road to the Championship Sunday. Formal has played like control, freak, MVP all weekend long, but it's those performances on Championship Sunday team, they're the ones that really stand out.
Sunday's the only day that matters, in my opinion. So the fact that you're able to continue that on into today and really lead them on a vocal level, like Momo said, we're not really used to seeing this fierce, this hyped up Formal after every single game, but it's every double kill really, and now it seems like the entire team is alive in that sense. We're not gaming, they start rolling, we're finally starting to see it. Very quickly because they're hyped up.
Australia to.
Again, Formal and Scum performing well the entire tournament. But again, Krim and Karma have been a bit behind until today, and that goes down to the table. Constantly picking up the getting the hype. Yeah, we hype Krim 6, the hype. That would be terrifying. Again, the failure and the tremendous amount of it's just incredible.
I feel like there is a concern though. If you are an Optic Gaming fan, now you have to beat United twice. United are actually yet to drop series at all. They've looked phenomenal. Now you have to go win two best of fives. Are they running out of steam? Is there a potential for them to run out of steam? Have they played too many games?
I don't think United run out of steam. I think Optic Gaming run out of steam. I mean, Optic Gaming, I think they've been here. I don't even want to put a number on how many times they've been here. Run out of steam, I don't think is a problem for Optic Gaming. I think that the real problem that could come up is if United let that fifth man get under their skin. That fifth man in the crowd here. United, they've got experience in silly, but they've got three very new, inexperienced players. They've proven on main stage they can handle the pressure. They did it against Envious, but Optic Gaming sometimes, when you hear these guys, they get a little excited.
I think the one thing which is going to be crucial in this matchup is going to be the neutrals. Okay, obviously Optic Gaming is a big fan for, but we've seen a lot of fans for other organizations come out. Like Panda has massive fans, FaZe has massive fans. I think if they're going to have a good chance of trying to rally that crowd and make it 50-50 like we've seen in previous tournaments, they need the neutrals on their side. They don't start changing when they start making plays. This could be a pretty rough series. There's definitely potential for that, right?
It can be nerve-wracking, but you can use that energy to your advantage. You want to piss all those people off on the opposition. Obviously, I've played against that multiple times in my career, and you just use it to your advantage in whatever way you can. Yes, it's loud. Yes, it can be intimidating, but as a competitor at this level, this is the grand final. If you're thinking about something like that in a negative way, you don't deserve to be up there.
Very good point. Very good point. For now, we're going to go to a quick commercial break. When we return, prime time, and CWL Atlanta Open comes to an end. It's the grand final time. Optic Gaming versus United.
Optic penetrated. 2 minutos.
Temos que ver o trailer da próxima prova. Em agosto é sempre aberta.
Em agosto, então está quase.
Hã?
Então está quase. Está quase, então.
Estás a falar muito baixo, mano.
Então está quase.
Já. Em junho, acho que é junho. Junho ou julho é 3. Não costuma ter, é 3. Hã?
Costumo, por acaso costumo.
Championship Sunday. Call of Duty World League. Are you ready? Oh my God! Saying, get out of my lobby. United right now. They just look like a championship caliber team. Right now, all time. Pointing towards an gaming win. Lights up the kill feed. It's grand final times here at the CWL Atlanta Open. On one side, Optic Gaming Greenwall going toe-to-toe with the United team yet to drop a series here at this event. Going to go down the line real quick for predictions before we get this one started. Momo, who is the CWL champion?
Optic Gaming, 3-1, 3-0.
Chance?
It's tough. United second series, they get off to a slow start, bounce back, and it's only because of insane clutches.
Okay, same clutches you're saying, so split 1-1. T, been pretty right all event. Which way you leaning?
I don't think you stop Optic right now. 3-2, 3-0.
3-2, 3-0. Well, you've heard it from my expert analysis guys. They've been pretty much correct all weekend long. We'll see how this one goes. For now, we set it down to a wonderful cast. Some sunglasses, though. Maybe it's where it is, Yellow Jacket.
How's everybody doing? It's grand finals time. Optic Gaming trying to get it done. It's been a crazy run for them. United, they've coasted their way to the final. I mean, they've gone through some very good teams, but like the guys are saying, they have not dropped a series yet. Not many matches really at all. Right? I mean, the runs they've had at United, the newcomers,
I feel like coming into this, plan. They've proven them wrong. A lot of the other pros, they're online, they're joining us. It definitely has happened here in Atlanta. So I feel like it's been a lot of them against everybody else. And Silly versus Normal, it's going to be a pretty interesting match. CM, they've been going back at each other for a while.
I was told if you're in the H chat, I guess the pro players, it is a known thing. These two go at each other. So it'll be interesting to see if we see some shooting of the bodies, some trash talk, but here we go. Make some noise! Game one of the grand final.
It seems like going to get a restart here. Almost game one. We almost made it game one, but just to kind of give you historical reference of what this would mean for Optic to make a comeback like this, it is very rare. I know FaZe during Advanced Warfare Season 3, they did it to Optic. Last time Optic did it, I was talking about Merc in the back. I believe it was 2011. They got like last in their pool. They were able to make a comeback. So Complexity, UGC, Niagara, they beat NV in 2 best-of-5s, 3-0. So it's really rare. Only a few times this has ever happened.
And I think it was Momo said he's not too worried about them running out of gas. That is a concern for me. I feel like if this first series goes the distance, let's say Optic wins it 5. We saw, what was it, Orlando when NV was Optic, NV was able to take 1 and 5, and then Optic 3-0. Yes. A lot of times, if that's the case, it just seems like a 3-0 comes there in the second match. We saw something similar to CW London. For Optic, I feel like it has to go the route that you heard kind of talk about. Like, this needs to be a 3-0 or 3-1. It needs to get to that second series.
Yeah, worst case for United is they get 3-0'd in this first one. Because then the crowd is going to get charged up. It's your first loss. It's a really bad one. You've got to just figure everything out in a short time. Because we don't take a long break between those two series. We kind of jump right back into it. So it's not a good sign. United loses to 3-0. Talk back silly a little bit. It's like, hey, you lose this first one, it's got to go the distance. You got to take it there. They lose this one early, it could be trouble.
And if you're watching, you probably heard me talk to Trim a little bit about it. He didn't enlighten us too much just what that would make a difference. But like, they scrimmed a lot. They basically scrimmed every night. These two teams were going at each other. United didn't want to scrim NV because they were in the same pool, and these two were going head to head. That's how okay, how would that play I mean, you're just coming with the other maybe there's stuff you realize about the other team you don't practice against them specifically, you kind of play against them when you go into a match like this. And I imagine United, they're pretty smart guys. You don't scrim Optic every night and just kind of keep some notes on the side without keeping notes on the side, knowing that eventually you could end up playing them in a final. So I would not be surprised if there's stuff that United knows about Optic and Optic knows about United they can use against each other. And I keep questioning. Now, I did think United was going to make a deep run. I didn't believe the online warriors. You're always right. I really thought, like 40% of the time. But I did keep questioning when the main stage effect was going to hit them. I thought maybe it would happen versus Saturday. I thought maybe it would happen versus FaZe early today. It hasn't happened yet. I mean, surely if it's going to happen here, right, you have all the Optic fans in attendance, it's the grand final, or are they just for some reason immune to that stage?
I think obviously this match is going to be different than the others. I know you're dealing with a different beast, the Optic gaming crowd, the fans they bring to the arena, they're very loud. And I think it's really how they handle it. No matter how like they get loud, we used to love it. Like we used to bask in it, like all the hate, and they were like, we used to love it. Like that's the kind of thing we live for. It's all depending on how United kind of handles it.
I feel like they kind of have to live for that. Just have all the doubters that you've had around every single aspect of your game. That has to be part of it. But now we're going to be kicking off retaliation, hard point. Again, when talking to him in that interview, I asked him what changed. Why have you been seeing success at hard point? I was incorrect because they didn't lose one Luminosity, but they've been a lot better here. He said they've been camping. I'm scared they go to you for hard point advice. I was cracking up. He literally goes, "Hey, what are we doing wrong?" I start laughing. I'm like, buddy, you're back down in cheese. It's like, I'm 7 bags of cheese in. I'm not taking notes on your hard point currently.
I actually think what they've changed since some losses earlier in the tournament is Formal has become their in-game leader. You can kind of see when we go to the camera shots. He is the one telling this team where they need to go when and why.
Well, here we go. This is your MLG Primetime Grand Final. Optic United.
See here at the beginning, obviously it's going to be a fight for the bridge. Philly's all the way back with the NV4. Very good at range. Going to give up time Optic at the beginning. Now you see the push coming in from United.
Let's see what Philly's able to do. He's getting closer to the gunfight here. He drops that 3 down, Scump with 2, Karma with 2, and then they get the early breaker off down some time here on bridge.
And you expect United to come out shaky here early. These guys have been waiting for a long time in this match. Optic having to make their way through losers with some long so you expect a little bit of nerves, just a little bit of rust from United at the beginning.
And that's one of the things we talked about early in the series. Like when Optic's been playing so much, obviously they're warm to the point they're on fire, right? How do you match that intensity that they have going? You just have to kind of weather the storm in game one, right?
How do you weather it? I mean, you break to the bridge with 3 players. You said one lower market to be able to pick this up. Look at where the spawns are coming in for United. They're going to have control of this lower street. Just need to win this initial round of fights. They're going to get right back into it.
And then one in bedroom as well, so that is going to solidify them to get some time. You see the number 8 coming across, which is just pristine, trying to get the hotel hallway and get set up. He wins one there against Scum. Formal, on the other hand, Dropkick Gaming yet to get on the board, 0-3 start. Now, as much as he had been carrying sometimes in the respawn throughout the course of this event, you saw the last series, really, I mean, he wasn't needed as much, but the rest of the team stepping it up.
His search and destroy has actually been really incredible at this event. You see a good break there from Dropkick Gaming, not actually able to get to the hill just yet. Now you're going to see Karma start getting time. But I do like how United play this. You know, that bridge hardpoint weren't getting a lot of things done. They win some gunfights on rotation. They slow things down, but Karma picking up one kill here. One more player behind him going to win that fight as well. You see he's working his way through the abilities. One more kill for Karma inside there. You see the Optic Gaming team on the rotation early.
This is the key one, right? You get a graveyard in the rotation. Broken. Nice shots over the top from Gunless. Talk to me about Gunless. You've got a good eye for talent. Matt, what makes him such a special player that seems to come out of nowhere?
I mean, he doesn't really get phased by any moment. I mean, we've seen him make some incredible plays, very good use of his abilities, and he's just a very good overall team player. He doesn't seem like somebody, when you watch him putting himself in positions where he can be a little bit selfish. Seems to be just all for the team play.
Well, now it's going to be Optic Gaming having to break. They get the early rotation, but quickly United able to break in. Now it's going to be on Scump. They have a two-pronged attack. They're trying to push through here. Contested, trying to find the kill. Right, nice shot there from closing it out. Now you've got 20 seconds here to melt. You're not going to see another hit. Look at the top of the mini-map. See where the spawn comes in. These finals when we through. I mean, that's going to be Karma. He's going to have an opportunity to make a play on Silly here in the back. These are the big gunfights. You're trying to fight this back off.
Yeah, it's going to be 2 kills for Optic, so it's going to be really Silly and Gunless over at this Broken Hill need to go huge. See, Gunless won, Silly won earlier. It's going to be Crim towards the front of Broken. He's going to get taken out. Big kills there from Gunless, Silly able to hold this down.
They do a good job holding either side of the street. Inside though with Karma with 2 big ones. The two-time champ breaks in, and so look, it was Optic rotated really to Graves, gets broke almost immediately. Then United rotates early to Broken set up, and it gets broken by the other side. No one seems to be able to hold any kind of control for very long here.
Yeah, I mean, it's good plays by both teams. This does not work out in favor. You see one player coming across the bridge on the mini-map right here. He's able to win that as well. Currently on a 4th streak, Karma has actually played really big in the respawn game modes in the last 2 series from Optic I've seen.
And he did have the best Friday and Saturday. He's been lights out. He can kick it going 25 off the bombardment. David Barlow looking to get set up here with full streak. And there's a little Humpty Dumpty.
The back are out. You see it's going to be United going to that hotel hallway. Fantastic plays by Karma. Able to lock that down for Optic Gaming. And their scary team, when he gets going, they're going to be very difficult to beat because you know at least Formal and Scump are going to play well. Almost starting to come back a little bit. Have a really slow start to this game. But
Snapper, man. The Snapper! 8 in a row. Fully streaked out. 15 and 6 is Karma. As he is manhandling United.
And you look at this team coming in, Optic Gaming. Where can you take advantage of Karma has small game playing in this role. Optic Gaming where he does not have the luxury of being a top player. Not happening right now. 9 in a row for Karma.
He can do no wrong. And now doubling up their opponent. Burning. Get out of there. Getting out gone. This is insane. This is vintage Karma.
We have not seen this Karma in a very long time. It's good to see him perform well on the main stage. And now you can start to hear the fans. The Let's Go Optic chance coming in. Karma is still finally going to get cut down on the street. But now United get control of the hill. This is where you got to slow the pace of the game down. The fans start cheering. The pace of the play starts getting faster and faster. This is where things can get out of control for United. You need to rotate early, slow things down, get back in this game.
And to be fair, these are the situations that United has weathered, right? That's what got them to this point. They bend, but they don't break. And now they've got to fight back. You have a couple streaks going into the team, but a few drops. So this is going to be on Gunless now to try and build. ways to go to that camo, ways to go to get back in this game, but he is coming up behind one. Gives some hit markers, but not able to finish it. Backed up by Karma. A little bit of an unintentional bait switch comes through.
Yeah, but sometimes you do see with some newer players these types of situations. So he's like, I have to make the play. You see the press a little bit too much. One guy trying to make a hero play, getting out of position. Don't want to see United play like that. They got here because of their great teamwork and great communication, obviously the individual skill. You need to see them stick to that.
And you can see a little bit of, we've seen scorchers pretty frequently. You see it on a couple of the last series, they're kind of working towards streaks.
Yeah, I guess. I mean,
I haven't seen scorchers really pull out.
Not really. I mean,
for the
side about the game, you do have those streaks on Karma, so look to see. They may give up people here at the beginning, use those streaks to get United out of the hard point, but United definitely not out of it. Still potential to make this comeback. You do see the trying to take out Karma by the stairs. Scum going to take out Gunless, and it's all silly. Trying to get this hill back.
Silly trying to fight, looking into the now backing out to try and help it. Topside market, shot everywhere, but finally able to find it, but it's straight out the kill for Stini on the other side. Still alive. That don't break mentality, trying to keep them in this one. 80 points out. It is scary, but not done yet. It's all the streaks there. Still with Karma. What do you need to do for United now? What can shift here?
It's going to be very difficult. I mean, obviously United needs to get control of Cathedral. They can't give a lot of this time up to Optic, but Optic does have streaks on Karma. They do have active camo as well, so those are two great things to be able to break this.
Karma and Krim finding kills. In the kill feed, they're set up nicely. Graveyard. Look how far the spawn out is coming. They're going to have to basically 4-hit bridge to try and make a play as Crimson finds the last player in market. You've only got, one push here really with 45 seconds left? Yeah, if they don't get this back,
with the way they're playing right now, you have one really good push. Here comes the streak. Karma is not going to get anything for it. But you see players flooding inside of the hard point, not going to work out. They realistically may be looking at the spawns coming in. You see everybody flooding one by one. They may not even get another really good push out of it.
You might see Karma off a spawn, use like the final streak here to close it out. He has camo to work with as well. With 2:30 on the scoreboard, Optic Gaming gets exactly what they need in game one. A big victory, a convincing victory to get the momentum through this series. I know it's not over yet, but God, it looks like they're shutting this down.
Yeah, I mean, 15 points needed. You're spawning over by Broken. You see it's going to be two players from United on the bottom side of the mini-map. Having to do a lot of work. RC drops, Krim coming out, challenge for Stini. He wins the fight, but for Stini, the only one in his type of play where he can got towards the hard point. It does not look like they are going to make it back.
Silly's got a chance to break. He's going to drop everybody else flying through. Not there in time. Optic takes your game one to the final.
Pretty dominant fashion as well. 250 to 133. After the first two hills, really, there was nothing really great for United.
I mean, you had Karma saluting, bagging bodies before he even really got going. And from there, was it 11 streak he ends up going on? Just completely dominating. They never look back from that. And if he's going to play that way in this final, when they're all firing on all cylinders, they're unbeatable. When they don't play as good, when somebody lags behind Optic struggles, United's got their work cut out for them.
Yeah, they've seen the kind of relationship in terms of their But United, they were sitting on the sidelines for a while. It takes a little bit to get back into the game, deal with the crowd, and kind of get used to the noise level in your headset. Search and Destroy, the play slows down completely. It's a game mode that they can definitely win, hang in. And then you look at Uplink. United is undefeated at Uplink so far in this tournament.
That's insane. And that's going to be the big game in this first series, your swing game 3. But let's take a look at some of the highlights from game 1. We talked a lot about Optic, we were on with Karma for what seemed like half the game. I mean, when you're on a streak like that, you gotta highlight it. But what did United maybe do right that they can carry on, or is it more all about what they did wrong?
But look, I think they did a lot right. I think they rotated early, they were getting control of the hard point, but it was just Optic able to just muscle their way in. And then right here, I think this is where the game got out of hand, where Optic, they had control, Broken, Karma was picking up kills, and you just saw one after one. I mean, there's nobody there to trade those kills out. Karma's picking up and Broken. We saw that on the replay a little bit earlier.
And what I didn't even notice, we were so focused on Karma at the time, but during that formal actually hit the 5 streak as well. Well, Karma has a 9 going. That just means as a team you're getting decimated. You're not finding any kills on the map, and it's a two-man show as they continue to dominate. And they can't finally close it out here. We go to Broken. They are able to lock it down, but Scum and the gang, they're feeling good. Now Let's take a look at a heat map here from game one. We can see where the damage was done. What stands out to you?
I mean, look, United got a lot of time in that lower street, but Cathedral dominated by Optic Gaming, and also over by Broken dominated by Optic Gaming. 71% of the hill time when it was at Cathedral went in favor of Optic, and 80% of it over in the Broken building went in favor of Optic as well.
I think that's that 88 there in Hotel Hallway. That's where Karma's streak started going off. Remember, that's when you saw the big one from Formal as well. I mean, the highlight of that is basically the entire map outside of Lower Street was Optic.
And I feel like Karma's the most important player for Optic Gaming to get going. You know, Krim, obviously, he knows his situation on this team. He needs to just fill the gaps, you know, play more objective, needs to pick up those situational kills. Formal and Skunk, we both know they're top flight slayers. Karma, when he doesn't play well, I mean, even with, you know, Cole and some of his previous teams, he can get in his own head a little bit, whatnot. To see him get off to a good start, it's a great sign for Optic fans.
Remember when he first joined this team and he was struggling? He was, I mean, S&D, he couldn't get anything going. They start to let him snipe and just play how he wanted to.
You can see it visibly get to him.
He starts to come alive. The frustration's not there. But that'll be game one for Optic. Now, what can E United do in this search and destroy to get back into it? I mean, this has been a fantastic game mode for them as well. They've been very solid in the 2Ks, and this, well, they've been solid in the 2Ks in just about everything. But is it falling on Gunless to get this going? Is it a full team effort for you?
I mean, Gunless is their playmaker, right? But I think Pristini, if you look at him, he's been probably their overall most consistent player in search and destroy up until this point. And just think, you know, obviously, Karma goes big in that round 11 against Panda earlier in the day in Search and Destroy. Since that, his tournament's been completely different. I mean, he's somebody who struggled the other day. He wins that 1v1. He has just taken that and just, you know, gone on a tear.
And think about that. It's basically, you know, one angle checked in that 1v1 from Optic being done rounds and rounds ago.
It is the difference between fastball looking left and right.
Yeah. That really is it.
Crazy.
Insane to think about. It's one of the more hype moments we've had this weekend.
Posso ver, não gosto lá muito. Eu não gosto muito. Eu não foder.
Now, obviously, we talked about these two teams scrimming each other quite often leading up into this event. The teams do not practice S&D against each other, so both teams, you know, obviously do not know the other team's tendencies in this game mode.
All right, so if you're new to Search and Destroy on Crusher, this particular map, what kind of stands out for you the most here?
You know, going up to the top side of your mini-map, it's going to be very difficult to get into the A bomb site. Lots of close choke points. Now, coming out towards this outside here, this is where the offense can be, that they're most efficient. They can go over towards B.
Well, Arcides and Formal basically giving each other a haircut. Now going to push him with a pistol, spraying everywhere, not connecting. It's now Pristini. 1 versus 3. He sees 2. He's tagged up. Has to think about a different way to attack this, surely, as they know the angle he's currently holding. And instead of soaring at him and maybe feeding him a 2-piece, they group up, they play together, they get the bomb down. Optic handily.
And with how E United needed to come out in this one, drawing first blood here in this round and losing it, not be a good start. Obviously, when you get that first blood, you get that man advantage. You need to turn that into round wins in S&D.
Well, you get that first blood, and you basically get nothing else. And whoever those shots were, that might be Formal over the top because he teed him up. See it now, the final kill cam. As that was a quick burst. Nice shots. Doesn't miss a bullet there as Pristini gets cut down.
And Formal is really, you know, kind of their catalyst in Search and Destroy. He's been playing a ton of, you know, game battles, S&D tournaments with, you know, a lot of the Gosu group Fu guys. So you do think, I know Formal does know the best strategies to use in this game.
I've followed Formal from back in, really, God, all the way back to Halo 3.
You've known him for a while.
He first started to make a name for himself. So all of you guys that know Formal as this Cali kid, quiet demeanor, that's not his only side. I've seen the cocky, kind of arrogant, I am better than you side of him.
The mean streak.
When he gets in that mode, he'll be the best in the game, man. He is absolutely terrifying. You've seen a bit of that this weekend. But now we are going to check on with Formal. He's going to cut down the corner. It's not going to be Scump and Karma trying to clutch up. They're pinching 2 players from opposite sides. He catches 1. It's now just Scump. 1 versus 2. 28 seconds to work to defuse. 1 in front. What was that?
I think he thought he was going to kill him, stopped firing his gun, thought he put enough bullets in the player to take him out. It's E United evening this one up at 1 round apiece. You see Pristini going with a melee and then some shots there. But, you know, talking a little bit about Formal, you know, the little bit of, you know, more attitude we've seen from him today, I feel like this is what that team needed. Sometimes you win so much and, you know, you lose. Like, oh, well, you know, we'll get the next zone.
Nem tem queixo nem pescoço, mano.
Since this team
Puta que pariu, meu.
Aí o gajo fode-se ele mesmo.
in terms of being hunted right now, it's like on the mini-map. We'll get over to the bomb site.
Legalmente, você pensa ali que o Big Mac a seguir. O West tá ali e tá pensando em comer Big Mac a seguir. E vou ganhar dinheiro para comprar tantos Big Macs.
He didn't finish it. He didn't finish it. Yeah, surely he's going to find him. He doesn't do it. It's now 6-1-1v1. But he hit from both sides and will fall. United gets it done.
Silly actually coming right out behind Gunless. Takes out 3 players there. Big round from Silly. Graham makes it pretty interesting towards the end, but it's going to be Silly in the final kill cam. Silly picks up the ace that round.
Big round from Silly. They need that. They have got to take this game too. Have 2 best of 5s. If you're near to double elimination, you have a bit of a safety net here. As United has just been torching through this event.
If United wins this game, they got to feel pretty confident. I mean, they go into an update, they have not lost one yet, so it's a big match for us gaming RCCs. Taking a shot there at Formal. Sniper battle going down the mid, but gotta jump back on Silly. He's working towards that payload ability and towards retreat.
That should be another coming through. They run into Silly's bullets, and now it's just Formal. He had a hit marker there. He still had 4 players to go through. But it is United yet again. Gunless and squad getting it done here in the search to destroy. We'll see the final kill cam from Pristini. As he takes one to the leg, but not a finisher.
And that is 3 straight rounds there for United. First round that they end up
Bully the king.
That easily, they play that a little bit smarter with their way as well.
Search to destroy offense.
Este gajo é todo já sniper.
It was a big win.
Joga para caralho, joga para quem tinha falado primeiro da puta.
They're playing patient, but now looking to get forward. That's Karma pushed up already on the bomb site. Scump's going to be backing him up. As he engages here, will start to get hot heavy. He slides across. They're looking to fly. They're going to soar out. One around the corner. Second, get a shot everywhere. But it gets it. Scump finds 2, and now it's Pristini. Having to find some magic here. He's already found 1. Ooh, nice shot there on the second, but just not enough to close it out.
Yeah, he's going a little bit faster.
O gajo está para flanqueá-lo, mano.
Make sure nobody's back there. When off, they push straight through. His teammate cannot stay alive long enough to make that effective play.
Able to win that one-on-one gunfight. Just seeing these 6 guys focused up, trying to stay alive in the series. What's it like, you kind of have that extra series? Does it change your mentality of play? You just have to focus on each map? I guess it kind of depends on the player, right?
I guess it kind of depends on the player. Personally, I think you just focus on each map. Pretend like there's no second series. This is just a single kind of tournament. I don't think you can rely on having that back second series.
How many times did I accidentally say 6?
I don't know. I only saw it once there when he said
It's old age. Alright, Pristini though, trying to work. Hitting the other Evo, finding a kill. Now he's Pristini. Trying to make the plays, backing down is Gunless, behind is Pristini. One can't react in time, is Pristini reactive, but he does stay alive, now Scump pushes out, wins the first one-on-one, and he's got reactive. 20 seconds remaining, he has to look to the fuse, he has to find the kill, you've so little time to work with, he has to perfectly hunt down Gunless here, and Gunless made a run for it. He sees him, he getting it back, gives it 9 seconds, 8 seconds, bumps the wall.
No, did not have enough time, and I was going to say, when you're an enemy, you should have used reactive. No, you definitely have to save that. It's an important round, but you can use that reactive, make for it next round, you're only down 1.
Thought for a second, if he doesn't bump that wall, maybe he gets back. That's what I thought, too. It's hard to tell. Maybe he needed another second, but that surely looked pretty... It would have been close. It would have been a very close attempt. All right, well, maybe a saving grace there for United. All right, so 4 to advantage. Offense backed up. Gaming, they have the reactive armor to work with. Let's see if they play around this. They're going to go ahead and push through. They find one. Quickly, Pristini by himself. 1 versus 2.
Aí era uma mais esperto, mas já.
Firing back.
Yeah, tried the same exact push against FaZe. It ended up working in that matchup, but they hit 2 players on that wall run. The first player goes high. He picks up one great, if not CD there, trade that out effectively. Then they push 2 players around the outer outskirts. Up the gaming, they'll prepare for that.
They're ready to go. Anything anything you expect to be mixed up? Do we maybe see some hits to the opposite bomb site? We've seen all the action basically go down at B. Nothing, not a whole lot of it. We've seen a round or two, but for the most part, it's been towards outskirts. You see number 5 kind of playing up top. It's RC's bias. It's going to be a bloodbath here. He's going to go over the top. Gum's trying to locate him. He's going to dip out. As teammate gets first blood, you see one soaring off the map from Optic Gaming. Couple in behind. What do you do here? Gunless getting chased down.
Gunless needs to stay alive. Really, RC's the one that needs to make play here, but he needs to wait. See if they can buddy up, and he's going to get out of dodge here. He's going to get actually tagged up from his left, so does not make it back over towards Gunless, and Optic Gaming will take this round tied up. We did see Gunless with a 6-1-3 against FaZe, though. Not able to do it here. It's going to be Karma picking that up. Karma's currently on a 4 streak. We go to Karma and see how close he is. Earning 4 streaks. Not going to get them here. We'll get the ability to probably go in the next round. Very close to it.
And I was about to say, Gunless, that situation he had with Camo, that he clutched that 1v3, he was I think, 2 kills away or so from picking it up.
No, todavía no. Porque
Respirar, ¿sabes? Respirar, mano. Parecia que estava a
não, isto é de que não faltava.
Those are round winning abilities here.
You got to think United on the offensive side of things. You see no resistance by Optic Gaming over at the A bomb site. I would not be surprised if they try and push that this next round. Get caught off guard by Scum with another kill. Just like that, Optic Gaming fights him gun on gun. Yeah, one round away from taking map number 2.
I don't even know if they used anything there. I think you're reactive and your camo. The FPL jump almost catches him. He's so tagged up, he's able to finish it. You go for the dagger here. Why don't you use both abilities to close it out?
I think maybe save one of them. I don't think you burn two. I think you always need to at least save something for that round 11 if it does get there. You'd be picking up what you do. You do have the camo. Look at the top right.
Drops that sensor area and they do an A hit. Maybe catch them off guard. Tags up a couple. Formal is able to find when he's pushing through. Camo's in behind. He saw one low. Gonna find that as well. Now it's to be Gunless.
Shut up, man.
Done. 6-4. Game 2 goes the way of Optic Gaming.
Os gajos vão
Quickly if they keep this up.
Yeah, it's not good for United right now. They played very tough in the search. You saw them actually jump out to a lead 3-1. Optic Gaming just storm on back. It seemed like everything United was trying to do.
Acaba acho que é o 5.
Mid-wall run on the defensive side.
Acaba acho que 5-0.
Did not work out.
It seems like Optic kind of
Não, acho que tem que ganhar 3, se não me engano.
They've won so many series to get here. How many was it? I think 6 series.
It's a long day, man.
They've been playing since 10 a.m.?
10 a.m. I mean, I think Scum was actually the first person I saw when I got in today. I was just going through stats. Just prepping myself for the game today, and I actually go back to the green room. He's sitting there getting ready to go.
Well, certainly was ready to go. Take a look at some of the highlights here. And that's, I mean, I don't know if Karma's necessarily been the MVP of the tournament, but certainly the MVP of this series thus far. Had a huge game 1, gets fully freaked out. They're going to need to use them, but as a monster game as well.
Yeah, he played very well here in Search and Destroy. And I think there's something that you actually saw Optic adjust to. Pristini just keep coming on these flanks. It was working early. You saw the adjustment by Optic Gaming, always prepping to see if he was coming on those flanks.
Well, they're talking it over now as they get ready for the uplink, and you've talked about it a bit. What was the stat again? They haven't lost a single?
Yeah, United has not lost a single uplink thus far. They need to win in the worst way here because we talked about going into that second best 5. Can't let Optic Gaming know there's just 3 of you here and then go right into the next one. You need to do this series as long as possible. Try and get them a little bit of time.
Guys, after this, really quickly, we'll see if United can back.
Vocês falaram, mano, com as caras.
O novo que saiu.
São 160 anos, 150, 160.
Esse é o novo que saiu, não é?
Não. É da marca Cup, mano.
O que é que tem de especial?
No meio, tem as patilhas em baixo. Tem umas patilhas por baixo para tu saltares, mano.
Mas foda-se, uma cista de 50 euros.
Não, mas a cena que é analógico, se reparares, o deles é mais largo, mano. Tens mais raio de virar, e podes trocar aquela merda e o caralho, mano, há de parar nessa merda do comando deles. Também diferente. Tem trigger stops, já próprios, estás a ver?
Foda-se.
Mais tirar dois,
Tira 3.
Welcome back to the grand final. We've got a full venue here in Atlanta. And God, it looks like we're going to be seeing a second best of 5. It's not over yet, but like we talked about before the break, United has been all but invincible in Uplink.
Yeah, I mean, the series that they played against Splice, they go out 0-2 on the main stage. What kind of fuels that comeback? It's a big Uplink game 3. I believe it was like 18-1 against Splice.
It was just a slaughter. That gets them going, they get the groove, and they come back, so they're no strangers to the reverse sweep. But I guess the one thing I'm weighing here is when does this, I guess, this streak for Optic run into maybe a little bit of kind of running out of gas? Maybe it's not going to happen. Maybe they're invincible. They're the greatest players of all time.
It doesn't look like it right now. I mean, you can't really say that, looking at the way they've been playing, that they're going to run out of gas anytime soon. You can see some of the top Uplink performers this weekend. Formal, number 5, obviously the most notable, in this matchup. And you do see Pristini and Gunless in the top 10 as well.
Yes, you got 2 players cracking the top 10. 6 stuff there from E United. A big part of the reason they've been able to remain undefeated. But can they do it against a hot and streaking Optic? This is one where if you're an E United fan, even if you know you have the second series, you want this to go the distance. You want this to go as long as possible. You're a little bit more refreshed. You've been waiting to play. Whereas Optic, you feel like you're in a hurry to get to that second best of 5 and close out what is one of the longer days in your gaming careers.
Yeah, I mean, if you're Optic Gaming, we talked a lot about E United coming into this map. You got to win it. Extend the series, try and get it as long as possible. If you're Optic, you win this map here, you 3-0 United in the first one, you can, it's like a shark with the blood in the water, man. You can kind of feel this going in your way.
Okay, maybe this is a dumb question. I ask lots of those, but
yeah.
How we talked about how United feels they have a lot to prove and how hungry they are to win. But part of me also wonders how satisfied you are getting to second, getting to the final sometimes when it's your first time. Whereas if you're Optic, you have to be super hungry too, because the bad stretch you've had, your bad performance at Vegas, going back to champs, you haven't had that kind of regroup event.
I don't think you can be happy with it. The first event I played at, 2006, I got second. And it's like the worst feeling in the world. You would rather end up just out in the open bracket than get second, get that close. I think, obviously, the United guys, they've never been in this position, so they really don't know that feeling yet. But I can imagine, the Optic guys, they know how hard they've worked to get to this position. They do not want to go home with second place.
Right, feels like you just had this brutal day of grinding. All to come just a little bit short, but they're still rolling here. And now it's time for the game 3 Uplink. Can Optic Gaming steal the first from E United?
It's going to be Krim going to this top window with the NV4. It's very important he takes this player out on the other side of things, but Silly wins that gunfight, so he's going to be able to look over his teammates, could get drone control.
Nothing yet, but Scump the only one alive, so Arcity is able to move out here and get set up at mid-map. He does find Scump and get into the top window, and this is a good opportunity for a push. But look at that number 8, Crim6, flanking the whole way around the back. The question is, can he get here in time to stop a big play? The answer is yes. Shuts down 1, shuts down 2, shuts down 3 before getting shut down by the player in a window. 6 stuff from Crim6.
It's going to be Karma pushing through off of that Crim6 3-piece. Let's see if Optic can get some points out of this. He's going to be able to get one. The drone going over by bike path. They should be able to convert this into at least a 1-point play.
So they're trying to get forward. Someone's got to grab the drone. That's going to be on Formal. Let's see if he can get up and over for the 1-point toss. He's blind, can barely see. Just a late.
Já tá dado.
resets the mid-map.
That is unfortunate. Optic had a lot of players there, a lot of pressure coming in. Karma trying to get in position for a one-point play. Krim is there with him. He's going to knock it down. It's going to be Optic getting points on the board first.
They strike first, which is a scary scenario with the way these games have been going here for E United. Formal now watching these mid-tracks. Lines up the first player. There is a second to top one you see on X-Ray. That's going to be Arcides gunning him there. That's going to feel good in the gunfight to be able to take him out there mid-map. You had one chance for offense, and they got shut down by the flank from Crim6. If that doesn't happen, they probably have a good chance to get off a one-point toss. So you're still feeling okay, but the first push that they're able to really get kind of under the bridge there does not go in their favor. One more flanking behind is gunless, can't turn, can't shoot through two.
Yeah, but he's all alone. I mean, there's nobody else there with gunless. You just see E United just kind of going one by one right now. They need to just get together, make these good team plays happen. Silly with a big two-piece up top. See the drone on the E United side of the map. That's going to be 3 dead for Optic Gaming. This is where E United needs to go.
Well, they're trying to get a play forward, but there's 2 still at mid-map, tagging up Arcides, but he's managed to stay alive. Needs some help. And he's really the only one here as everyone else coming off a spawn, and ultimately he'll fall. You sort of feel like they're falling one by one mid-map, so they're never able to really get a nice setup going here. Silly with some nice shots. He finds the second. His hip fire is on point right now.
Yeah, there's nobody even going for the drone right now. I mean, you've seen it in Optic's hands a few times throughout the game. You just have not seen E United outside of that one attempt early really get a good push with the drone.
Well, Krim in a good position here to at least be annoying. He's 13-5 on a 4 streak. He's being pushed from his right and also from Grandma's. He found one before ultimately the grenade comes through from Pristini. They try to back him up, but a little bit too good of a defensive stand there for E United as they shut it down. Karma, the last remaining player here on the offensive side of the map, and he will ultimately get closed down. But let's talk kind of generally here. With 3 minutes into this game, a 1-0 advantage for Optic. Anything that really stands out to you from either side?
No, not really. I mean, Optic with a good push at the beginning. You know, Krim is playing very well. You know, double positive, 14-7. It's really, I mean, Optic Gaming, they should actually have more points on the board. They had that miss by Formal, and they're able to, you know, to convert off that to go back to mid-map, grab drone, and push it forward for the other 1-point play. So you think Optic Gaming, you know, that goes a little bit cleaner. Maybe they get some more points.
Well, who's that snuck in behind number 2 on your minimap? That's going to be Gunless, who was able to get behind the Optic side. He got 1 kill before dropping. It's not going to open up anything too much of in a big way. And you've still got Karma sitting mid-map, Formal looking over him. This is a low-scoring, slow-paced affair, but for the time being, favoring Optic.
Yeah, right now, I mean, you just see so much gunfire from window to window. Nobody's actually able to get into the mid-map and actually get hands on the drone. Now you see E United starting to push through. Silly has RCs directly in front of him. They're trying to get some of these kills in the Optic Gaming base, push them back a little bit, but it's just not working out.
It hasn't yet. We've got 50 seconds left. Can E United get something on the board here? Maybe tie it up. Nice little crouch there as 2 will end up dropping. Arcity finds a kill. There was 1 pushing out of blue to his right. He's just trying to get forward. Now has the drone in hand, wrapping around the edge. There it is. Nice score. With 40 seconds left on the clock, and they're still finding kills in the base. Now they do shut it down. The last remaining player is Silly coming off a spawn. Can Optic Gaming make a play here in the final 30? Crim6 trying to tag one in window, but it's his buddy Karma behind. It does end up dropping, goes over the top. The hipfire connects on Arcides, and maybe you've got a chance here to make a play, but there's no one actually around the drone, and now it's going to be Scump by himself. I don't think you've got enough time to make one last play. If somebody grabbed the drone, maybe you did for United, actually. Yeah, I think you would actually get a 1-point toss off. They're going to grab it now. 5 seconds left, trying to get to the edge. Does see it underneath. It's going to be Arcides with it, but they are there to shut down the defense. We're going 1-1 to the half, baby.
Yeah, it was a big 1-point play, though, by Arcides towards the end. I mean, you needed some type of positivity for the side of E United going into the second half. I mean, if this is 1-0 with Optics just kind of slaughtering you as you try and get the drone into their base, would not have been good. At least you can kind of ride maybe some of the positive vibes going into the second half.
You have to avoid this 3-0 at all costs. You have the second series, but you just need to delay this. At least get a win under your belt in the first series so you say, hey, we can play Optic Gaming tough. E United seem to be the bane of Envy's existence. Seems to be the opposite here with Optic E United.
Yeah, I mean, E United has faced a lot of adversity in terms of, you know, going up against top competition throughout the entire tournament, you know, some crazy game 5s, but they have not lost yet. I mean, they have not lost the game. They've not lost an uplink yet. You do see they get the drone early. It'll be interesting to see if they do end up losing this, how they bounce back. A 1-point throw wide left there from E United, and But when you're just searching for positive moments and you're trying to get a lead here, you can't miss those one-point plays. I mean, that could have been something huge for them.
Well, there's a couple things to note on the line here then. The first uplink they would lose, the first series they would lose. That might be a tough pill to swallow maybe on this stage. They felt invincible pretty much throughout the course of the tournament, but it is going to be Optic Gaming pushing forward, but Arcitys and Gunless have something to say about it. They clear out Courtyard. The only one remaining is going to be Scump, so Scump grabs the drone in hand, and he's going to try and make an individual play. Can't get the one-point toss off. Didn't have a lot of help, but I don't hate the effort there to try and maybe just get one off, get a long throw through.
Yeah, I mean, that's the only thing you can do with the drone in that position. I mean, he had no teammate support, not going to be able to get it any further up the map. And see Pristini going to toss it from some yards. But look, all the arrows on the map are green. They're all converging on top of him. Now it's going to be Optic Gaming with drone over by bike path side. They're starting to rack together some kills, trying to bring it down for some points.
Yeah, Crim6 gets hit with a jammer there. Otherwise, he's in a pretty key position to make a play. Scump now in the back trying to do it. Karma has the drone, wants to make it, slides across. Tag can't get it. Everyone from Optic down. Good defensive hold there from E-United.
We're still at a 1-1 game here. So obviously, you know, uplink outside of precincts, we see a lot of low-scoring affairs. This one, definitely one of the more lower-scoring ones we've seen all weekend long. So you see Gunless going to throw the drone forward, try and push it onto the Optic side of the map. But you know, when you see E-United, they throw the drone for some yards. It's great if you have some teammates there to slay out. Nobody there in those situations.
And I'll tell you what, with this coming down to the wire, I've seen a lot of clutch plays, specifically from Gunless, at the end of uplinks. Last second score against FaZe. Last second score against Envy and pool play. They've done it a lot, and when he gets camo, look how close he's actually getting to it. 75% of the way there. You think that he might be the one to make the separation, but now it's going to be Scump passing it forward. They look for the dunk. They all get cut down. Scump can get it. Again, the goal line defense for E-United is too strong.
And you look, it's going to be the two camo players that I feel like if we keep going down, maybe we're at a minute left and we're still in a 1-1 game, that are going to be the difference makers. That's going to be Gunless and Karma. So pay attention, see how fast they get these abilities, and Q uses them the best.
You feel like this could be a decent Optic lead, though, with the couple of opportunities we've seen specifically from this side. That could have been dunks. Maybe you get a one-point toss off.
You got to give props to E-United. I mean, they have just played tremendous defense. Rotations back to their base. You know, the big two pieces by Pristini. You know, it's been an incredible defensive effort from E-United. They are not going down this first series without a fight.
Gunless is filthy. He wants to make the play. It's up. It's away. It's good. Gunless coming up clutch yet again. Under 2 to go. God, he's nasty.
They get the points, and he doesn't have camo. You're going to have camo as well. So you should think you get at least a one-point play if you use that camo effectively. So you think E-United may have one more point on the board here. Optic's going to have to get it too.
90 seconds. Pressure building here. Gunless very close to that camo. Mentioned Karma in the same boat. He's a kill away from being able to maybe find a dagger here. He got the assist. He's jammed up as well. He has the drone. Wouldn't it be delightful here? But they're all cleared out. They're wrapping back from blue. Not going to be able to get there in time. And that's the lead for Optic Gaming. 3-2. Plus you get the camo. Gunless is close to his, but now you're trying to wrap back out and see if you can get a rally going. Coming up behind one. The split spawn comes in as one's going to be at blue. Karma tries to get back to the base and help as they've got control in. The teammates pick it up. That's Scump finding two. Maybe there's another dunk, but he's able to turn and find it. Can they get it through? He's got camo still to work with. Here it's through. 5-2. Optic Gaming, 50 seconds left. It's a field day in the E-United base.
Yeah, Scump has blown this game open. He was currently on a 7 streak before he falls, but he's all the way in this back statue just picking off the spawners from E-United. You see Karma with streaks. He does have that camo to work with as well. It's going to be a one-point miss there for E-United. The drone goes back to the middle of the map and 30 seconds left, Maven. Optic Gaming look like they're going to take this first series.
And that was a full team effort, but God, Scump and Karma go huge inside the base. Don't allow E-United to make another defensive stand. 20 seconds on the clock, and we will be seeing a second best of 5. I don't think you have enough time for a miracle. There's streaks raining down from the heavens. Scump finds 2, finds himself in the masses, and Optic Gaming has done it. There's the salute from Karma.
Karma 30 and 23. You saw Scump and Crim both above 30 kills as well. The slaying power of Optic Gaming showing up in our first series of the grand final.
That is exactly exactly
Está
what
bueno,
you
está
need.
bien.
Quick series, let's rip through this. We've been grinding all day. It doesn't get much faster than that, man.
No, and that's the first overall loss for E United, and also their first loss in Uplink. So, obviously it's a very tough one here in the grand finals. Lose that first series. The second one's going to come up quick. The hard point got out of control in the first series. They got to just figure something out before that one comes up.
It's something that separates kind of a champion from maybe a new and upcoming player. How you deal with adversity. You suffer your first loss. Can E United bounce back? You'll find out after this break.
Welcome back to the Call of Duty World League presented by the PlayStation 4. Of course, we're here at the CWL Atlanta Open Grand Final underway. Of course, we've just had the bracket essentially reset Optic Gaming with a swift 3-0. It was pretty quick, I'm not going to lie. And one of the questions I'm sure a lot of people out there would want to know, if you're on a United, how do you recover after a very, very quick loss like that? I mean, that was fast.
I think you just need to get the energy up and wipe that from your memory as fast as possible. You don't have too long to recover from that one. But going into this first hard point in the second best of 5, you have to try and find some sort of life. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Basically, the uplink, they played it pretty close, but the rest of this series just really wasn't. Even starting from this first hard point, Optic is playing at such a fast level. They're getting loud, and it does not look like they're running out of steam at all. Yes, that was the 6th series in a row today, just today, that they've won in a row. But does that look like they're running out of steam? Not by any means.
Yeah, absolutely not. That was, of course, one of the big questions we had, Chance, is how much steam does Optic Gaming have? Are they going to run out of energy? I think we got a pretty decisive answer right there. No, they're not running out of energy.
Yeah, and I think it's important to note that E United has started slow quite a few times. And Optic Gaming, one of the most important factors they have is any one of those players is capable of going off at any given moment. They have so much big play potential. Just in this game alone, you had Karma going on like the 10 or 11 streak, and Hardpoint helps blow the game open. And on the flip side of things, the only times we saw E United go big, Pristini had a couple key stops in the uplink. Silly had an ace at one point in the search and destroy, but there just wasn't enough. I mean, we saw Scump going on 7 streaks in the uplink. Karma was going off in the search and destroy. We won a 7 streak. So again, Optic Gaming has more of that big play potential, and they brought it out the entire series.
I feel like that begs the question, Momo. What does E United now need to do a little bit differently? Because I don't want to say it was necessarily a flat performance, because I don't want to take anything away from Optic Gaming. That was a dominating performance from them, but that wasn't the same E United we've seen so far this tournament.
E United, what they've done so well throughout this whole tournament is they've set the tempo. And they went into that game probably thinking, you know what, let's just do what we do best. This is, our game. We've not lost a series. And Optic set the tempo there. They came out faster, they came out quicker, and they took the lead. And that's something that E United really haven't had to deal with this whole tournament. So it was like a new experience. They're like, hang on, we're 50 points down in hardpoint. We've got to come back from this, because it's something that they won't be comfortable with doing. And to answer your question, what they need to do differently is they need to take back control. Whether it's go away, have a little break, which they'll do now. Like Teep said, you've got to forget it. As hard as it is, you've just got to put it behind you. Some players can, some players can't. but they need to get back in control of this game. They need to set that tempo.
Definitely going to be very tough, of course, for E United on a lot of those big hurdles we've seen so far, Teep. They have played from behind. You know, you look at that Splice matchup, the reverse sweep, the first couple of games on main stage, dropping that map number 1. Now you're a little bit further behind, obviously. You just kind of gave away your cushion. But is there a way you see that maybe they do come back into this one and maybe they do take the second set?
In my opinion, go back to the fundamentals. Obviously, they're a really strong team. A lot of things have been working for them, but all Call of Duty is playing off of kills in competitive objective game types as a whole. So you can't do anything if you're just dying over and over again. You need to take a second, slow it down, and, you know, as Krim said in his previous interview, maybe start camping just a little bit more just to get yourself going. You can't be going supremely negative in a situation like this because Optic's playing at such a fast speed off of these kills, right? So slow it down for a second and get your Slayers going. Gunless and Pristini did not have a very good first hard point. Really, no one did, but when Karma's playing like that, they just kept getting caught sprinting over and over and over again. How many of those gunfights that Karma won were they shooting back at him, right? Karma was playing supremely well, putting himself in a very good situation, but it wasn't really gunfights the majority of the time. Slow it down. They can do it, man. They can do it.
All right, Teep still has a little bit of faith left in the E United boys.
Bad, though.
Hey, man, there's still faith. That's what counts, right? Talking a little bit about the uplink, no chance. I know you were kind of eyes laser focused in on that one. It started off very slow. I mean, it didn't seem like an uplink we've seen all throughout this tournament. It was very, very slow. I mean, here's a look at exactly kind of what happened in round 1. It was tied at 1-1. Then Optic Gaming all of a sudden started to pull away a little bit, and they end the second half, of course, 4-1 up. What was the big deciding factor for you in that one?
Well, it was really just the end when Optic Gaming kind of exploded again. Scump went on a 7 streak. Karma was going off as well. But very competitive game the entire time. Same with the Search and Destroy, incredibly competitive. I mean, E United was right there. Just a few key plays that go their way, and they would have won that game. But again, close the entire time. Neither team is really able to take advantage of the other. I know there was the one missed throw opportunity, but again, the score was 3-point difference between the two teams, so it's not a huge effect. But again, if it's Optic Gaming, they're the only ones making the big plays, then of course they're going to win.
Fair assessment, fair assessment. Of course, talking a little bit about the crowd as well, man, we kind of talked about briefly, you know, E United will need the neutrals on this side, and, well, there was a little bit of noise for those E United plays.
Yeah, there was. I mean, we had a little bit of a joke about it when E United did something crazy. I can't remember what it was. We heard a little bit of a clap, but then about 10 seconds later, I think Karma got a 2-piece, put the salute up, and the crowd just went crazy. And it's like, as a United player, it's like, oh, you know, it's just a 2-piece. You see that in the bottom corner, but they feel this roar as well. I don't think it's something that I think they're letting get to them too much, but I think it's something that Optic are really feeding off.
Obviously, you know, we're halfway through our grand final, essentially, now with the bracket being reset. We should talk a little bit about that Control Freak MVP. I think it was yourself and Merc TP who were saying, for me, the MVP needs to be in the final at least, preferably, you know, win the event. Right now, if you have to kind of pick 2 names that you're looking at for that Control Freak MVP, who are you looking for?
See, here's a tough one. Whole tournament, I 100% easily pick Formal, right? If Optic wins, obviously, right? Okay. But today, Karma, man, absolutely dominating. So, you know, you have to go and look at the stats. Stats are pretty important when it comes into a decision like this. But overall, I think it's pretty fair to say that Formal has had the most consistent performance throughout the whole weekend. And then, let's say United comes back and wins this in the second best of 5. You know, Pristini and Gunless, really all-star-like performances, but, you know, looking at stats, looking at the consistent performances, and all the clutches is what does it for me in Gunless.
Oh, yeah, Gunless has had a fantastic event, and I feel like just kind of need to see that now. He needs to kind of summon a little bit of energy, if you will. I mean, Chance, who specifically are you looking for now at Control Freak MVP?
Well, again, as you already pointed out, I think if Optic wins, you have to give the Formal, essentially just because he's been their leader the entire tournament. He's been an incredible factor of bringing them back to begin with. On the flip side for United, if they're able to pull off the second best of 5, whoever goes on for them in this series, I think deserves it. Because, again, this is the most important match they have. So, I mean, that's the most valuable thing. When you're going against Optic Gaming in the grand final, second best of 5, that's your most valuable player.
Very true. Back's truly against the wall. Memo?
Most important series is right now. I think the MVP is still up for grabs. I honestly think so. Someone goes off here, like you said, on a United, they can take it away. Big game from them. Overall, though, you can't doubt Formal.
Yeah, it seems Formal unanimous across the board. It's hard to not have his name in that conversation with just the sheer brilliance of his play style. I'm sure Maven is backstage somewhere with a big old smile on his face. Of course, Maven, a #1 Formal fan. I remember like years and years and years ago, Maven looked at me and had a conversation. He was like, I guarantee you, Formal will be one of the best, if not the greatest, Call of Duty player in the world. And I looked and I was like, you're crazy. Maven's pretty right about things. I can tell you that. Formal has turned into a fantastic player and also kind of leading the Green Wall through Championship Sunday. Looking at the second set of maps that we have it in front of us, a hardpoint throwback to kick things off. Chance, you've been very kind of analytical in terms of the maps that has come through. Who does this one favor then? Is this Optic Gaming who could potentially start to even excel further into that second series?
If I remember correctly, the last time they played this was against FaZe on map number 4, and this is when they clutched up, win big in the final seconds, and won by 8 or 9 points on the very final hill by baseball. So I think if they have a performance like that, they're just going to continue the ride. And, you know, they've 3-0 up so far in the grand total of the series. That being said, though, we haven't seen E United lose 2 hard points in a row at all. So I actually think they're going to be able to pull this one off. I just think they're too strong of a team.
And how important is this first map, TP, in your opinion, of this second series? Is it in this kind of case where if Optic win it, you think that's the series? Or maybe does E United still have a little bit of room to play with?
I'd probably put it down to the first 2, definitely. And to play devil's advocate a little bit, making a bit of an excuse for the E United side. They were waiting for a while. Maybe that first series was their warm-up.
Okay.
Very bad warm-up. Should probably do a little bit better in that warm-up. However, you know, they got their shots a little bit more warm, and one of those players has to be due for a solid game, an all-star game that we've seen from them this entire tournament. It's got to happen now.
Fair enough. That's going to be everything from the studio. We can send it back to the wonderful Matt and Maven.
I'll tell you what, we were enjoying that conversation kind of about Karma and Formal, and it reminds me, you know, we're both Lakers fans back in the day, and it reminds me a little bit, now bear with me.
Yeah.
Back to the kind of Shaq and Kobe day when, like, Shaq was in his MVP form. He carried the whole way to the fourth quarter, foul out or something with Hack and Shaq. He couldn't hit the free throws. All of a sudden, you need Kobe to take over. Like, Formal has carried.
Formal's gotten them there.
And Karma is closing right now. Like, he's been insane the last 2 series.
Yeah, it's a difficult one to pick. I think I kind of almost agree with Momo. It's like I want to see what goes on in the second series. I feel like, obviously, you know, both teams' tournament lives rely on what happens over the next potential 5 maps. I feel like this is where you will figure out who your MVP is. I can't imagine picking it before now.
Well, guys in attendance, we're getting there. There is a second best of 5, which is one of the more absurd runs we've ever seen for Optic Gaming. And E United, the newcomers here, trying to take the throne. Make some noise as they're getting ready for our second best of 5.
And I kind of take a stance a little bit, I don't want to say opposite of Teat, but he was talking about these first 2 maps are huge. I think this first map is the game for United. I really believe it. I mean, they lose this one. Optic Gaming, they've actually been really rock solid in Search and Destroy. You know, United, they jump up in the first Search and Destroy in our best of 5 series, you know, in our first grand final series. And, you know, Optic Gaming comes back and just takes it right from them. So I got to believe, you know, United, they got to come up with a win here if they're going to keep this going.
I agree with you on that point, Matt, and it is going to be throwback. Hard point to kick things off. It ended here in the uplink. It's starting here for our second best of 5, and I kind of agree with what they were saying on the desk. Like, United, go back to the fundamentals, do what you did to get you here. If it is Optic is just too hot right now, I mean, at least know you went out fighting. You went
really
out
easy to say.
Game. Yeah.
Go back to the fundamentals. I mean, in a game like this with the crowd and all the pressure, it starts to feel like it's just moving a lot faster than normal sometimes, and I think it's going to be pretty difficult for them to slow it down. I mean, maybe they bring out a another NV4. We see most of the teams run one at most. Bring out a second one. Maybe you can just play a little bit further distance, but it seems like going to have to end the game.
No one wants to start
starting the
first
same
game
way as we started the first series.
Someone's trying to ice him here, but going to get a bit of a reset. Not sure if somebody spawned in on the wrong team or what the case may be, but we're going to get to this final set. I promise you.
And we usually don't ask you questions because you usually don't have, who would be your control freak MVP at this moment in time from either side? You got to pick. I know you're going to say Formal for Optic, so just give me the United side.
It depends on how the series goes for Optic. Honestly, if Karma carries through this second series the way he did in the first, it's Karma for me. He was ridiculous in every single of those 3 maps. On the other side, it has to be gunless. I don't even care really to the performance of, if one of them stands out to me, it wouldn't change my opinion because he's been so absurd all weekend long. It would still be gunless.
Yeah, I mean, Pristini's been really consistent, like just not as flashy as gunless. Like gunless has been their playmaker, though. I mean, you look back at some of the plays in Search and Destroy and Uplink this guy has made. He's been a huge part of this E United squad. And at the beginning of the weekend, to be quite honest, I was doing a lot of the player interviews, asking who's the best player here or whatnot. I got a lot of Arcides and I got a lot of gunless. It's like, I got to see it here to believe it. And I'm definitely a believer now.
Who's the breakout player one? Yeah, that's what I heard from half the people I talked to. Gunless.
No, I got a lot of people when I asked who's the best player.
Oh, best player. Oh, I was talking like the breakout player.
No, not just breakout. I got a lot of people who said RC's and Gunless were just unreal. The 2Ks coming into this, and obviously they've proven themselves here.
Well, I was talking, I think, with Aches, and he mentioned how hard of a carry Gunless kind of was at Vegas. I believe he had something like a 1.25, 1.3 KD, and the rest of the team was basically sitting under 1. And part of me wonders is that's just, you know, kind of like I talked in the one video, I talk about this team, that the first time you go to a LAN, it's a bit scary. There are nerves. You don't play the same way you did online. You get a little bit shook. But now that you got that under your belt, you come here, and it has not phased them up until this point. I'm not saying that the crowd or the magnitude of the situation is the problem right now for them. I think it's more Optic just being hot, kind of, in my opinion. But Gunless just overall has been a beast, man. Yeah,
and I mean, if you're at home and you're wondering, you know, where did some of these guys come from? You know, previously, before Infinite Warfare, you know, RC's and Pristini, they are on the Apotheon team last year at COD champs. They give Rise a pretty good game. You know, they do not place well. And then Gunless, he placed for I2 online last year. So I know some of the more hardcore competitive Call of Duty fans, they've heard about those guys before. Very good online in some of the tournaments. And then coming into this game, Silly was on this team at the beginning playing with these guys, and then he got the offer from E United to play with Pac-Man & Co. that they had in Vegas PSX. And then after that does not work out, you know, he goes to the organization. He's like, hey, let's bring these 3 guys in. Best decision E United's made in a while.
Silly always, when I think about it, it just comes back to, remember that team with Dito and Llama God when they were making plays, back in AW? I just remember some crazy clutches for him in Search and Destroy where I was like, wow, this guy is the real deal. And I don't want to say disappeared for a while, but wasn't on the big stage necessarily. And now's his shot. And hell, man, they are taking advantage of it.
Yeah, in a big way. And I know Silly, obviously we talked about his kind of, you know, grudge match against Formal. Formal wins it in that first series, although Silly did, you know, play pretty well in that one. They do not get any wins in the first set of 5 maps. It was a 3-0 for Optic Gaming. We take a look at the rig draft. Nothing too surprising there.
All right, we're going to try this again, guys. It's MLG Primetime Part 2. As we kick off our second best of 5. Optic 1 series away from one of the craziest losers bracket runs we've ever seen. And again, E United telling all the haters, all the doubters from fans on social media to players to casters to everybody, shut up. We're the real deal, and we're here to play.
Now, a lot of pressure on them, Maeve. I mean, I know when you're playing in one of these grand finals, you just never know when you're going to get the opportunity to get back into one. Obviously, Optic Gaming, they've had the luxury of being in a ton of them. E United, this is the first time for all these guys, so they really want to kind of seize this moment, take it home.
All right, let's kick it off. Hard point in our second best of 5, kicking things off with a hot hand. It's been Karma throughout this final and really throughout Sunday that has been an unstoppable force. And his first gunfight going to go in his favor. He's able to take out Arseny's bounce back to mid-map, but it's Silly with the headshot able to shut it down.
Yeah, some early time for E United, but it's really going to be fighting for the spawns for them. They do get a flip here early, so within the first 30 seconds of the game, they flip sides with Optic Gaming. They're going to have the spawns, at least for now, for Barn.
They can do some damage there, but heck, they're doing it right now at top middle as they've picked up every point. Pristini dropping out as Scump is able to find 2. Shut down all the aggression coming from mid-map. Karma gets caught sprinting there up top. You heard Teep talk a lot about, maybe for a new fan, talk a little bit about what he means by that. When you get caught sprinting constantly, you can't get into a flow. You're not getting in gunfights.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of, I know some of the gunfights in Call of Duty are timing, and there's players in these great positioning and whatnot, and you're just sprinting, and coming out of the sprint, obviously, it takes a while for your gun to come up and fire. You get caught off guard. You can't really fight back. Now, you saw a lot of the E United guys, so a lot of the aggression there on the retaliation hardpoint in the first series. They just were not able to get any shots in. Karma just in fantastic spots.
Well, here we are in Barn, Matt. Crim6 finding one at the back roof. There's another to deal with as he wraps the edge. A couple shots in. Can't win the gunfight. The slide too much. And who else? It's Gunless finding 2 as he's on a 3 streak. At 4 and 2, let's see what he can do here. Trying to continue to deal with the pressure. Another one to get tacked on. 25 from the Scarab. More streaks he can build towards as now he's on point. You can see how accurate he can be when he's feeling it. They're looking for him at Lemon. He wins another one. 6th streak, 7th in front. On a 7th streak, he is a wrecking ball. And now inside, racking up some time as it's a 48-11 advantage. And we've got to stay with the man right now He's been on a mission to prove everyone wrong this weekend, and it has been an incredibly impressive performance.
He's going to use the Scarab here, going to get it back towards mid-map. Maybe just trying to pick up a kill here to earn these more streaks, and oh, not going to be able to get a kill with it. Now going to have to go earn these further streaks with his weapon. He's going to get tagged up, coming across the mid. Nobody in control of bike path just yet.
He's only 25 off, able to finish it. There's the bombardment, and one more coming through. What a huge play.
So he may not even realize it, but with it, his movement there, he kind of falls back towards that hard point. He actually gets the points for securing the hill, so gets fully streaked out there.
I wonder how he jumped straight from that Trinity to the bombardment. Sick stuff there, even if it may be unintentional. Coming in for Gunless. Nice lead for E United, but Scump of Optic Gaming trying to battle here close and personal. Clears out the corner and now trying to pick up some time. Turns and gets the assist there on Gunless. There's one more in front towards Lemon. Nice shots, but eventually will be traded out. But this is, I mean, this is kind of the dream start for United in a way, right? With the way that last series went, to just get some kind of advantage, get a little bit of a flow going.
So look, I like it that they get streaks from Gunless, but the score is still very close. Karma not getting off to a good start, 3-10 here. Seen with Formal and even Scump, at even, you expect him to play a little bit better on this map, very close quarters. I would be worried a little bit for United. Those guys start to get going, with the game so close. Optic Gaming could just storm back into the front driver's seat of this one, but United definitely looking much better in this second series thus far.
Well, they're trying to hold off the spawn from Blue. Optic keeps flying in, but they're able to shut it down. You saw that spawn come in against FaZe in their match earlier with Optic as they just soared in and took control. They couldn't do it here against the United as they're able to lock it down. Silly, some wild shots all over the place as Crim able to close him out in courtyard. And with just under 15 seconds left, this time should be going to Optic Gaming. It looks like they're going to take one more crack at it. I think it was Pristini pushing in through Blue, but you can see in the kill feed he does end up drop. So all the time goes the way of Optic Gaming.
Yeah, good first half, though, for E United. You see Scump win a gun battle here, trying to get set up the top window to potentially take some more time here in this center hard point, but he's controlling these spawns right now for Barn. That second hard point, that's where you can get a ton of time on. Let's see how E United decides to do this. Maybe they can take a ton of time here and then maybe push through. So you see Gunless win 2 big gunfights mid-map. He's going to push straight on through, trying to push for these back spawns.
Gunless, 15-9, have a monster performance, and a big part of the reason they have the edge. He's going to have to turn now as he realizes everyone hit mid-map. Are they ready for him at window? The answer is yes. It's Scump getting a team kill, but also taking out Gunless. And now, with 25 seconds left, the transition will start, but the spawns did flip. So Optic Gaming had Barnside control for quite a bit of time, but now it's going to be Pristini and the rest of the E United squad that'll be at a nice of who's trying to get in behind. That was going to be Karma. They do pick him out there outside of Grandma House.
It's a big kill. Now after this, all you need to do for United is trade out, but 3 kills in favor of Optic Gaming. It's going to be E United still controlling this back spawn. They do have to be careful. You see Karma, that one arrow at the top of your mini-map. They're coming in on a pinch.
And well, you see a bit of a split spawn here because you see Gunless and Pristine coming in for the flank, trying to make plays. Formal going to have to go huge here, get some bullets in, finally able to close out the kill, but he's the only one alive. You can see the rest of his team spawning out. He needs to stay alive here and try to get an effective pinch in. Scump leading the charge for the players coming off his spawn, tags him up and should bait him right into Formal. Able to do that and pick up the one. All that's left is Gunless. You saw he used his payload ability there. If they can clear him out, now you've got control for Optic. Nice break.
Yeah, with how good it's been for E United here in this hard point at the beginning, it is going to be Optic Gaming taking the lead, and the score starting to rack up. If you are E United, you just do not keep pressing, do not give them score streaks. You have Gunless' streaks to use over by Baseball, where you make a lot of this time back up.
Scump drops inside. That's Arcades picking up 2 nice kills. He's involved in the action with Gunless. They're really carrying the slaying load right now is Silly and Pristini. Struggling a bit, but now let's rotate out of Barn as Formal watching the lemon side here of Bike Track. But does end up falling. You do see the Centurion available for Crim 6, trying to hip fire, never able to get that reload in with the MV4. And Silly will be set up underneath with FTL jump.
Yep, he goes to the opposite side of this hill. You want to hold that right-hand side of your mini-map. Lock down that baseball field because the hardpoint will spawn up on this side of the map. And, Crim has been playing very well here to start things off. 27 and 18. He's really looked like the old Crim at times today. And you'll see Silly. The hill's going to be contested, but he's not going to jump out and fight this. Going to let his teammates come from over the top. And see streaks starting to come in. It's going to be Gunless using one. He's going to be able to use one streak, pick up a kill, and then get a kill with his gun. Going to jump right back down into the hard point.
If they can get one more set of kills here, rack up the closing time, and then also get the rotation over to baseball, they're going to be able to get a little bit of an edge here. But as Gunless drops, Silly able to answer the call. They still have control. Who's spawned top side? So you can see that number 2 on the minimap. That's going to be Formal. So he's going to try and break in from blue. Wins the entry kill. There's another there. He does get tagged up. So at least for the moment, you've got 2 players in Gunless and Silly that are going to look to lock down baseball field in the pinch now coming in from Optic. You've got Crim6 at the top. A player just spawned in behind him. He's not going to be ready for that at all. I believe it's Arcides. So Crim may drop any moment. He was at least able to find a kill before getting chopped down. And now it's to the other side. The pinch is effective. There's one left in blue. He's gone. That was Pristini. And Optic Gaming gets the break.
And we'll see if E United uses these streaks. You see them coming down from Silly. It's going to be Arcides, though, picking up a big 2-piece as he flies into the hard point. Everybody flooding this from E United. And just like that, Optic Gaming gets a break. E United breaks right back.
These guys just battling back and forth. No one able to get a little bit of comfort here in the game 1 in our second best of 5. Whoever takes this one will be crowned your CWL Atlanta Open champions. Big prize pool and pro points to go with that one. And these two fighting so hard for it.
You see it's going to be Optic Gaming taking the last few seconds here. We're going to go back towards that center hard point. We will see some of the more powerful abilities come up here, reactive armor soon. And, maybe we see another camo use out of, Karma and Gunless. And Gunless has already worked his way about halfway through to his second camo.
I believe Karma was really close to getting that. Some magical play from Pristini opens things up momentarily, but sliding out is Silly. He drops down. Pristini still picking up kills. That was 3 in a row before he ultimately fell. Optic is doing just enough to hold on, right? I feel like E United's had a bit of a lead here. Lines up a few for Arcides. Third there at tracks is Crim6 at least able to answer back. But are they going to be able to put Optic away? A win here in game 1 would be so huge for them. You feel like if Optic takes this, you're looking at another 3L. There's just too much going right for them. But the United not going down easy here in the first one.
You see Silly inside of the hard point. He's going to get 2, but the spawn for Barn in favor of Optic Gaming right now. E United needs to push straight through. Luckily for them, they do have some ability. So if Optic Gaming gets this hard point at the beginning, you use these abilities in tandem, and you're able to break.
All right, well, let's see the setup here for Barn. Trying to get into FTL jump, spraying everywhere. That didn't work out quite like we saw it on Breakout Hardpoint a couple of 2Ks ago, but he tries to make a play. You do have kinetic here and a nade to your own face, Pristini. Get out of there, bud.
He's going to fall. You see Silly coming in the side, and you can't see E United get frantic here. You're starting to see players just pushing one by one. Nobody in position to trade. They need to slow down a little bit.
Crim6 still holding on to the Centurion, Matt. When do you think is going to be the best time for him to use this? I mean, in Barn is always, we see it quite a bit. From there, the reactive armor, not enough. He actually shuts that down. He's 200 off the Trinity. There's 2 pushing him now. Might line them both up, but he splits them. Can't find the kills. And E United about to break the 200-point mark with these final 5 or so seconds as we'll begin to fight down towards tracks. It's Karma already set up with camo. Not an easy gunfight. He can't win it. That's a big gunfight win for Arcides.
Yeah, and Arcides actually uses, Gunless actually uses his camo previously to get into Barn. He's already working on yet another one, I believe. And you do see Silly and Co. They get control of the hard point. You do have Karma and Optic Gaming drop right down. He does have camo. You're going to save that if you're Optic for that Barn Hill. But man, Crim, 40 and 29 right now, absolutely crushing. He's kept Optic in this game.
We haven't seen that many 40 bombs in hard point. Crim putting on a show here, but it's Pristini that's trying to find the kills there under bike path. Not able to do so. It's Karma, the last man standing. Still holding on to this camo. You take a look at the top right. You have a lot of payload abilities available for this Optic Gaming side. Karma, Formal, Crim, all have stuff to work with, and you got to think they can combine those to bring this one back. Not going to be another push here towards bike path. These final 10 seconds is going to put, just over 230 here for E United. You're going to need a perfect hold. Now it's going to come out. It's going to go somewhere. Able to get it down. And now the first gunfight engagement. Arcides just melts Crim6 there. And can they get the pinch in? They have the advantage. Watching mid lane is going to be Scump. He's able to find the first. Another around the edge he finds as well. He's got 2. Formal drops in the back. It's Arcides going huge. He gets Crim, Scump, Formal, and the break. But you still have the close spawn. They spawn at blue and are able to fly right back in. It's similar to what we saw against FaZe.
Oh, I thought Arcides was going to win the game there for E United. 4 straight kills. You see Gunless. Now he's going to call down his streaks. He's going to get 1. Not going to pick up a second. It's going to be Arcides in the kill feed. Taking out Formal, though. Nice assist there. Pristini's going to finish off Crim. This is the United's best chance of this hard point. You see Karma flying in with the camo. He's able to get one. Optic Gaming holding on here. 25 seconds on the overall game clock, though, Maven. Just keep that in mind. We don't see this go all the way down to the wire quite often.
It is very, very rare. And now Scump trying to push towards blue. They know they have to make a play. The 240 mark now hit for E United, just 9 points away as we're going to wrap back. And
they got to get the hill Optic.
Someone has to get in the hard point. You can't let this clock tick down too much. You don't even have to get in right now if you're E United. Just play around it, keep them out of the hard point. You'll be able to submit the victory. Now E United decides to hop in. They want to close it out here. 2:44, time ticking away, under 10 seconds. No one getting the touch. Optic, you have to be in every single hard point. Somebody's got to get in. It's E United. That's not what you want. And there it is. They get game one. What a huge victory that is in the second best of 5.
That is a tournament-saving victory.
Yes, it is.
For E United. Arcitys and Gunless, 40 kills apiece. An incredible game one for E United. It's so rare. I feel like I can't remember the last time a hardpoint did not end at 250. And it's just a difficult situation, especially going back to that center one, because you want to kill them off of it, but then also you can't get back close to it. And with 5 seconds left, Optic had no choice.
And that was mayhem at Statue there towards the end of the game, because first I thought when the break came in from Arcitys with the 3-piece that they were going to be able to spawn out Optic and make a play. Optic spawns blue and they're able to rush back in. Crimson gets a couple kills, think they have control, and then you see immediately it's broken back the opposite way. Just insanity there.
So just listen how ridiculous this was.
Okay,
I mean, Gunless, he goes 43 and 29, 7,000 points. Like, obviously we don't really kind of look at points as like an actual like kind of legitimate stat, but it's just kind of silly when you compare to everybody else in the lobby. And then Crim above 40 kills as well.
You can use those points at the MLG store.
Yeah, right.
I'm kidding, Adam Apicella. That was a joke.
But just a tremendous performance from Arcitys and Gunless there in game number 1. I mean, cannot stress enough how big of a win that is for E United.
And you wonder, is this them getting control of the series, or is Optic running out of gas, or is that just two juggernauts going up against each other? But let's take a look at the statistics here. What stands out for you, pal?
I mean, look at the hardpoint time on all these hills. There was a lot of hardpoint time actually for E United in the first one, 55. They win barn, they split bike path, and then baseball was really 50-50 as well. So the biggest difference in this one were the first two, train in the center of the map and over by barn.
Look at the stats for Gunless. 43 kills, a 1.54, over 100 seconds in the hard point.
He's pretty good.
You wonder why we talked about him being our unanimous MVP if E United takes this? It's statistics like that. Insane, insane stuff. That is a face you are going to be seeing throughout the entire year and for several years to come in Call of Duty.
I mean, even in your first tournament, not your first tournament, obviously, but your first tournament, as kind of the favorite, on the radar of a lot of teams, to get onto the main stage and, kind of live up to the hype and have those type of performances, it's kind of crazy.
And against the likes of, you've done it against Optic Gaming, done it against FaZe. I mean, your series versus Envy wasn't even all that close for the most part. I mean, they handled them with, what, a 6-1 map count or something like that?
Yeah, Envy just does not match up well with E United. I was very impressed with Envy, what we saw from them this weekend, but, man, a big game one from E United. Going into game 2, search and destroy. This is what Optic Gaming, it's kind of interesting, back at COD Champs last year, search and destroy is really the reason why they lost. They've been very good in search and destroy. It's really kind of guided them up until this point.
Now, what does it feel like, though, if you're Optic and you've been cruising, 6 series, you get the 3-0 there, you're feeling good going in, and then you have a little bit of a break and you hit the road bump here in game 1. Does it change anything for your mentality a little bit, or is it still...
I mean, they've been playing straight all day.
Right.
This is probably that's probably the first time they got like a solid, 10, 15 minutes to kind of just like kick back. Because when you're in that loser bracket run, I mean, you're winning a game, the next game's already ready to go because a lot of them, winner bracket games are on the main stage, so we fly through them there. You're getting sent to a station here, you're ready to go. Maybe you get 10 minutes for lunch, 15 minutes for lunch, somewhere in there, but it's just a lot of games throughout the day, so you kind of get in a good rhythm to lose, that time. Obviously we have a little break between these two series. United takes game number 1. It's the first time Optic's really been beaten like that all day.
Very true, but like you said, search and destroy up next. It's going to be on retaliation. Highlight a couple of players for me here, one from each side that you expect a big game from, maybe you need a big game from.
I think Formal for the side of Optic. We talked a little bit about it. Could he be your Control Freak MVP? He's gotten you to this point. You need him to show up big in this series, and especially in this search and destroys. He's been really their superstar in Search and Destroy. And then on the side of E United, I think you just need a good overall team effort yet again. So obviously the nerves, something that could potentially be kicking in. You need everybody to play rock solid.
Just joining us, we are still live for MLG Prime Time in our second set at the CWO Atlanta Open. It's been a long day, but for those of you that have joined us, thank you. It's been a fun one, and we've still got some Infinite Warfare action to come. Kicking things off, though, here with Formal. Bomb already planted. Not the best range for an MV4, but he's dipping, diving, somehow trying to slide past, but it's actually Crim6 that takes him out on the cross.
Yeah, it's probably so difficult. You know, Formal just trying to stay alive. 2 players up there for E United. Crim just puts a few bullets in him, takes him out. It's going to be an easy kill for Scumpus. Silly's trying to cross. Good first round there from OG.
The answer back from the Game 1 loss quickly in that round. Solid stuff, and you'll see Crim6 with a monster Game 1. Shot on point, 2 line up, and he's not missing bullets right now. You know, the time you spent coaching those guys, what's maybe the single thing that stands out for you the most about Crim6 as a player?
I just love Crim's just hatred of losing.
Okay.
Like, I just think, you know, the way I mean, everybody hates to lose, but just, you know, how he feels after a loss. I mean, you know, he just knows he's going to give you everything he has in every game. That's what I love to, you know, working with Crim.
Well, Arcides also hates losing. And he hits his pipe throughout the break. Someone's shin is getting peppered with bullets, but Scump can't finish it. Silly able to come in from behind, but there you go. 1-1, United on the board.
The big first pick there for Arcides with the sniper rifle. Now, after that, things just fall apart for OG. So, first 2 rounds, we see action over towards B. We won't see too much action over towards A here unless it gets later in the rounds, because it's so risky coming across that bridge, especially with 2 very good snipers in this game, with Forum on the side of Optic and Arcides on the side of E United.
You see a full shot of the team there. From your experience with these guys, do you see any fatigue, or they look good?
They look fine. I mean, it's kind of really hard when you just take those kind of shots. I think really where you kind of see the fatigue come into play is like if you were to do a listen to their comms. That's where you really see the fatigue, or you would notice it.
All right, well, let's see what Formal can keep going here. He has already found one. He knows there's one in top bedroom. Saw him for a second. He wants to challenge the gunfight. Not able to connect on any shots here. We'll swap over to Crim6, who is staring at the bottom of this bridge. And now he's set up there. Good cover behind the car. You've got 1 down from either side in the 3v3. Matt, how do you see this developing, buddy?
Arcides ties it up in the man count, taking out Scump. And it seems like E United are just trying to figure out how they want to hit this. It looks like they want to go hotel hallway to top patio. Woo! 2 big kills by Arcides, working on an ace here as he picks up 3, but looks like Karma's gotten lost here.
He's got to defend this. There's not a whole lot of time left. He has to find a couple crucial kills. He's already found one. They're sticking it. No, he's already hopped off and checking the corner. Shoots the foot. 9 seconds left. Surely he has it. Able to snag it in time. Unless you had a real misplay there. You had a couple extra seconds to make the play. He wins one more gunfight. He actually probably would have had to kill one and get away there.
That is a huge round from Arcides. He picks up Scump to even things up for E United. Comes down hotel hallway. Takes out 2 more. Karma, the last one alive there, made things a little bit interesting, but they're able to finish him off.
He expected him on the bomb, right? So he came out just kind of aiming at their feet. If he's gun up, if he knows the position, they're probably able to win that gunfight, but that's just an awkward one. You're looking for the bomb defuse.
And I mean, if he tries to like fake out the kill cam and go inside towards garage and then go around the other way, they probably defuse the bomb, not enough time.
All right, well, Arcides hit a snipe the last time we saw it out. Let's see if he can get it done here. He peeks the bridge. They're pushing hard. They're going to need his help as it looks like he wrapped back towards mid-map. Formal able to use the vehicle there to take Gunless out. One of the key players you certainly want to eliminate. You see the snipe go over Silly's shoulder as they're trying to hit the shots of the Optic Gaming members pushed up at Grave. This is one of those tough situations where you kind of hope Arcides is able to find a secondary gun here.
Yeah, but I mean, look at where the bomb is down. Not a great position for E United all the way up. I mean, right on the site. It's going to be very difficult to get to.
You have to take the fight on bridge when you have a sniper, right? I mean, where else are you going to go at this point?
I feel like you got to hit it fast on the bridge if you do run the sniper. I feel like if you play it a little bit slow, it's just not going to work out. Here comes Formal on the flank. Misses a lot of shots. Arcides with another big kill. Oh!
Formal just got annihilated, and now it's Scump in a 1v2, a round that seemed virtually impossible for E United. The tides have shifted very, very quickly. Scump trying to sniff it out. Where's the play going to come from? Finds one in front. Can't win it, and that is a round you can't lose if you're Optic Gaming.
And I feel like all the plays that were going in Optic's favor in that first series, you know, where they went up and then they, kind of came back in the search and destroy. Optic with some crazy plays. Now are starting to go in favor of E United.
It's certainly feeling that way. That Arcity's kill on Formal was disgusting. I mean, he didn't see him at all as he's soaring through. Formal can't snap on him, and he just turns and takes his soul. That was brutal.
Now we'll see what happens for Optic on the offensive here. Like we said, not a lot of pushes over towards A. You saw how bad it went for E United in the previous round. They end up winning it. But Optic Gaming, it's going to be Krim getting tagged up, so knows where the players from E United are coming from now.
The slide, not enough there as Krim gets the first blood onto Pristini. They have the 4-3 advantage. They had the advantage in the last round as well before Arcides was able to tip the tides. Now let's see how the collapse is going to happen. Krim still playing patiently here inside of Hotel. They've got the bomb down. Gunless and crew have to work the defuse. Crimsix finds another in Arcides. He is having a monster final as well. Him and Karma have just been nuts. It's Crimsix again. Crimsix now going to be working on the ace here. It's just going to be Gunless. We've seen him in a 1v3, but there's 12 seconds left. He would need bullets ricocheting off the walls, deflecting into faces. Not much he can do, but at least he can try and work towards Camo a bit here.
Yeah, he picks up one kill, but Optic Gaming takes the round. Meaning, what, 1v3, 15 seconds left. Bomb down.
That's what you call impossible.
Realistically, no chance for Gunless to win that one. Now with
Crimsix does finish off that ace.
Yep. With E United now going on offense, I wonder if we see them try and go back towards A. I mean, they don't win the round in the fashion they expected to, but maybe they kind of catch Optic off guard. I mean, Optic's probably thinking about who's crazy enough to go to A 2 rounds in a row after it didn't work out that well, but it's going to be E United going something a little bit safer here.
This grenade may connect. Shots in, able to get the assist at least on one. Formal and Scump do drop. Thankfully for them, Karma and Crimsix have been your two studs at least through this final. Crimsix specifically in this game 2, 7-3. Checking it, he is there. Able to do some damage, but not finish the kill. Down a man. In crunch time, they're worried about the flank. How do you hit this? Looks like they're just going to try and fly out steps. Take the gunfights quickly because you only have 30 seconds to work with.
Yeah, it's difficult. If you do not get that player off that top patio, it's going to be almost impossible. It's going to be Krim taking out Gunless. He gets blown up by a Scarab. We talked a little bit about it, Maven. Maybe United, they play a little bit lackadaisical in that first series, having the luxury of the second one. And it seems like they have, when we go to shots to them, they just seem a lot more on point. Just coming into this one, now that they realize their backs are against the walls, maybe you go into that first series, you can't really kind of go as hard because you have that second one in your back pocket.
It's like, we mentioned David and Goliath earlier. Maybe it's more like a boxing match, right? The heavier guy comes out, throws everything he's got at you, you weather it, and then you out-survive them. They've got some energy left in. They feel like they took Optic Gaming's best punch and survived it, and now they can come back in this second best of 5.
They cannot let this search and destroy get away from them, though. Optic Gaming in the first series able to make a comeback in game 2 S&D. See if they can do it here. The bomb will go down. You have Arcides up top trying to pick up a first blood, but it's going to be Karma taking out Gunless to open things up.
See if the nade can work in Arcides' favor. Not able to do so, but hopping quickly over to Pristini. He's got to fight here at Patio. It's a wild one, but he does take out Formal. He manages to stay up. 20 seconds remaining. They've got to make the plays, but it's Scump inside Bike, finding one, tries the side of Closet. It's all going to be on Krim now with only 14 seconds left. He's got to play his life. Trying to defend it here, backs them off of it. Just needs to stay alive a second longer. He's stuck it, though. He's got to find him on it. He's going to get it. He's going to get it. Pristini sticks it and should have it easily. A second and a half left. That's a tough spot, though, for Krem. But what do you advise there?
I mean, where the bomb is planted, all you have to do is just go prone on it and just hide behind the bomb site.
Yeah.
The only way Krim could have gotten, good vision on it if he jumps on top of the bar there and then jumps up.
You got Silly staring at you,
It's an easy kill for Silly if he does that. So, very difficult play for Krim to make there with that bomb placement.
We will keep chugging along here on our second best of 5. 5-2 advantage for E United as they're looking to take a 2-0 advantage. Let's see what we got working for Silly. It looks like they want to hit mid-map hard here. Haven't had an encounter yet as there's more of a passive defense coming in from the side of Optic Gaming. They're going to quickly work a plant. Silly able to put some bullets into one, but not finish a kill yet.
They're in a very good spot. Bomb down, everybody up. It's going to be Karma getting another first blood, back-to-back rounds. He earns camo as well. They may need to use it here to get back down onto the site.
Well, let's see if he opts to use it. This is a crucial round. Obviously, you lose this, you're losing the game too. You have Camo to make the play. You see one across. You can't take that with a K-bar, right? First, the NB4 is just out of range. You drop in front of him. He's able to win it. Tags up Karma as well. You have Krim. Karma, who might be able to make the play. He's gotten caught, and the bomb does get defused. I thought he caught it before he got it off. All right.
A second too late.
It had to have been real damn close.
It's about as close as it can get.
Wow. I thought it was over.
Yeah, the player.
I thought it was over.
Yeah, it looks like he's just getting up after defusing the bomb there, and Silly burns the FTL jump. But I do like using the FTL jump just to get a little bit pushed forward, almost like a mini dash, just trying to get a little bit of a better sight lines on it. He's a half a second too late. He picks up that kill. He wins the round.
Well, you saw a 2-5 comeback against Panda earlier today. Can they do it again? The first opening kills, both of them coming in the favor of Optic Gaming. The third for Optic Gaming. Now it is Gunless. If he gets one kill, he has Camo. Likely a situation where you save it, but we've seen him work the 1v3 magic before. Can he find this kill and give himself a shot? I mean, he's taken a lot. He's not going to be timed by the time he gets around.
And it was a 1v3 he pulled off against FaZe in the same kind of manner. He picked up one kill, got Camo, went right away, but he was on the offensive side of things during that. So much different scenario. You're going to play it much differently, obviously, from the defensive side of things. And going to come right around this corner. Has a player to his right. Not able to win it. So Optic Gaming, 2 straight rounds here. Karma has gotten first blood in our last 3 rounds.
You have to think with that route, he was just playing to get his Camo, maybe find an easy kill. I mean, there's no chance he was going to be able to pull off the 1v3. There was like 18 seconds left.
No.
So just trying to get that Camo, maybe have it to start this round. Again, you've had some clutch comebacks. You've seen some chokes when going up against Optic Gaming and Search and Destroy. This would be a painful one to lose for E United. You know, you get the game 1, you're back, baby. You got him against the ropes here in game 2, and then you let it all slip away. And who else but Karma with the Camo? Formal. Watching Hotel Hallway. Karma's got to be the one to make the play. Did he spot him on the bomb? He's going to know surely what's going on now. Scump's made the call, peeking the edges. Karma, he sees one, I believe, at the back van. It looks like he wants to try and at least hold on to this for round 11. When you have the 4-3 advantage, save this if you're able to. Silly's been tagged and backed up. This is looking like we're seeing a round 11. It's going to be Formal coming through now. It's just Gunless and Silly. They have to try and make the clutch. Look how close he is to Camo as well.
And it's the same thing they did when they pushed A the last time. They're just a little bit too slow. Optic Gaming played nobody on the defensive side of things over towards that site. E United just does not take map control. And we will see a round 11 here in game number 2.
Stop letting them do this. No one can close them out, man. You gotta just put the knee to the throat and take it. And E United can't get it done. And now, remember, you've got Karma with Camo. Gunless, a kill away from Camo. The Optic chant starting in the crowd.
A lot of pressure on E United to win this round.
Everything you could ask for, Matt, here in a round 11. MLG prime time and the grand champs here for the CWL Atlanta Open. A 2-0 advantage for E United would be so crucial. But Optic Gaming have something to say about that.
And Gunless is still about 1 kill away from Camo, so it'll just be Karma with that ability at the beginning. You do see the bomb moving up here for Optic Gaming. They're going to be able to get it down at B.
Just keeping my eyes on that number 1 on the mini-map, which is going to be Karma. Remember, he has this Camo getting tagged through the wood. You got to back up if you're Formal. He might get peeked from the top bedroom. They're going to come out and challenge. Formal's got it. Karma's found one. Karma still has Camo. He pops the Camo. He's trying to get it behind. Finds the kill. Now it's Gunless. Also has Camo. Soaring out. It's a 1v3. There's one. Can he make the play? 19 seconds left. Can't turn it. Optic's done it. They tie it up at 1-1. And that guy knows. You can't choke those, Matthew. You can't choke them.
You cannot let that happen. You're E United. You had a great opportunity to go up 2-0 in this series, and you blow it. And I mean, against a team the caliber of Optic Gaming, you cannot let them come back into a series like that when you have the opportunity, not necessarily to put them away, Maeve. I mean, you go up 2-0, there's a real good chance you're going to win the series. You can't let that happen. That's Falcons level.
You hear it. They're hyped up. That's maybe a must-win map if you've ever seen one with how long they've been playing. They go down 2-0, maybe the morale drops, but again, twice in one day, we see them come back from down 5-2 to get it done. How do they keep doing it, man?
I mean, doesn't really show up in the scoreboard, but when Optic started to make the comeback, you know, early we were talking a lot about our cities, right? Getting these first bloods, round after round after round. Karma draws first blood, I believe 3 straight rounds, may have been 4. No, it was a guaranteed 3 straight rounds. He draws first blood, helps Optic get back into it.
Taking a look at some of the highlights here from both sides of the attack. That one, a fortunate one for Formal. I thought after he got tagged up, he was going to be called out and maybe pushed. I did not expect the player to hop out a window and just look the opposite direction. I wasn't expecting that whatsoever. And as soon as you see Karma pop up in the kill feed, you know he still has camo. You think it's basically done. Crim6, though, he gets the ace, and this is a huge round. You're down 3-1. What a monster round this is for Crim.
Yeah, just a lot of accurate shots with the NV4, and it seems like Crim has found a gun that's really working for him here. You see the final kill picks up right by the bomb site. Man. You see the United guys, they were so jacked up, so pumped up after that first hard point.
Pristini looks like he needs like a hug or a pep talk.
I mean, dude, it's a tough loss. Man, it's a tough loss. You got the crowd chanting after. That is a tough pill to swallow. I mean, you're right here in the finals. You see the opportunity to go 2-0 right in front of you. I mean, 1 round away. They had a lot to play for there, and they just don't get it done.
Oh. The tension keeps on mounting. Hell, this is great Call of Duty. I'll stay here until midnight if the play stays at this level. I'm just kidding. If I stand much longer, my feet might break.
Yeah, I mean, this
Do you
is the
see me? I've been like
tapping
around. I sat on the floor for a little while.
Yeah, if you ever met me in person, you realize I'm usually not as tall as Maven. I have a wonderful, comfy box to stand on here.
I wish we could just get some.
I wish we could show it. It's quite ridiculous.
You're tall in your heart.
Yeah, every event I just keep growing. Just keep getting bigger.
You're a late bloomer, But we'll take a look at the rig draft here before we get into precinct uplink. Now remember, the first uplink that United dropped was in the last series. By last series, I mean the first best of 5 in this grand final. Surely you're not going to lose 2 back-to-back, right?
Precinct is one where you can put a lot of points on the board.
Yep.
And you got to imagine that if Optic Gaming gets going in the slaying department, they spawn them in that back alley, it could get ugly, could get out of hand score-wise. But we did see, Gunless go big in the series that we casted earlier. On this specific map, we saw the crazy play, camo 2-point play, and then just taking people out left and right after that. So we have seen United win this against a good team at this event today.
Located
whether
in
they can get it
Japan,
done.
the early stages
All right, let's go through and talk a little bit.
First uplink station is on a war-torn street.
Hey, I think we're hearing this is my elegant voice.
Who is this man?
This is me talking about how amazing Precinct Uplink is.
Do you remember? So we wrote the scripts for that. Can you remember where this is?
War-torn Geneva? Oh,
no, that's Retaliation.
Darn it.
Just shows how much you pay attention while we actually write.
We spent so much time scripting out little fly-throughs for these. It was you and I, just like a buddy system for 5 hours one day.
Yeah, no, it was very long days. But you do see Precinct Uplink loading up now, and we will talk a little bit about it once we get into the game. Just looking at the sides here, it looks like you're going to have E-United spawning on the side. We talked about where you can spawn trap the team in the back alley. Just look at that top of the mini-map. If you want to kind of get an idea who's winning this game, who is controlling that top side of the mini-map, it's going to tell you a lot.
Well, 3 dead, 4 dead immediately for E-United, and that is not the break you want. You already have Karma in your base, high flying, finding assist, and pushing it. The drone coming in from behind to find yet another kill. That's 2 for a Formal, and that's a dunk for Optic to start off the game. That took 30 seconds.
And they're getting back towards mid-map. They are not done putting points on the board, and I love this decision. So the defense for E-United is going to go topside. That's just where you put the points on the board. They bring the drone straight through construction. They're going to try and push this in for at least another 1-point play. Karma with a shot over the building, not going to go through.
Not enough of a bounce there to go through, but what pressure you see from Optic early. Now it's going to be the chance for E-United. Arcides has been a beast throughout this one, but they all need to go off. Pristini starting a little bit slow here. I mean, his demeanor didn't seem great coming into this one. You saw how frustrated he was after that game, too. He has to turn it around, has to find the energy. That's where you need a vocal leader. Someone like Clayster who gets you hype, gets you in it no matter what the situation. He's got to find another gear.
Yeah, I mean, the drone's going to go down. It's going to be E United holding on the defensive end, but you'd be surprised, man. A lot of things go through your heads in grand finals like this. I mean, you lose a map like that, you start thinking about all the time you put in at home and whether it's going to go for naught or really pay off. And right now, they've done a good job. It could have gotten out of hand early. Optic Gaming slaying heavy at the beginning. A missed throw. You need to knock those down.
Got to hit the gym, silly. Those you got to put through. Just misses it a little bit short. Still a 2-0 advantage. Did I hear an airball chant in the crowd?
Yeah. I mean, they're quite used to it here in Atlanta. They have Dwight Howard shooting free throws often. So.
Oh! I forgot Atlanta still had a basketball.
Hey, he burned our Lakers. It's only fair.
All right, back to the action, though. 3-0 advantage now for Optic Gaming. A 6 spree for Formal. You wondered if the beast would awaken here in the final, and now it's coming through. The major notification coming in. There's the ace. Nope, sorry, that's an assist. Karma takes it, and Scump takes the slamma-jamma.
Man, Formal on this 7th spree. He has just locked down this area of the map. He's going to earn score streaks as well. Gunless just trying to play some semblance of defense here. He's going to pick up 2 by his base. Then you see the 1-point throw going in there from Silly.
I thought he shorted it again. I thought it's going to be just a little short. Learned from his mistake the last time in Silly. Puts it through, but the drone now back in Optic Gaming's hand. It's going to be all on Silly to play defense now as they're flying forward. Up over the top, and not good. It'll be automatically reset there as it clips the edge of the roof.
Yeah, it clips the roof, gets reset automatically. It's kind of like if you remember back in the previous uplinks where you can throw the drone on top of the building. Not possible in this game. It's going to get reset instantly. So do see Karma dropping the drone, pushing forward. E United set up on the defensive end here. There's no pressure on Optic Gaming. I mean, they're on the side where we usually don't see a lot of points go through. So E United needs to push forward to get the drone in this situation.
Well, Karma trying to beast his way in. Arcides with the defense. Pristini helping out as well, but Crim6 has gone ahead and wrapped it. Wants to get it over the top. The shot's away. The shot is good. A sick one over Apartments as they're able to tack on there. But what can you do right now if you're United? You're down early. You're playing on what we see teams probably do the most damage from, typically at least.
Yeah, right. Well, I mean, I talked to you a little bit earlier. Pay attention to that top side of the minimap. They have not pushed this top ticket area, had not gotten control. Optic Gaming, they've controlled this statue area. They put a lot of points on the board.
Well, Silly caught reloading, but Arcides there to finish it off with the melee, and now you're going to have points. This should be a dunk coming through, able to find the last one, but actually they get it in, but can he set up here is the question. Not able to do so, so you don't get the spawn trap you're looking for. And now the counter attack coming in for Optic Gaming. You've got Karma with drone in hand, Scump trying to push out the top side of the map, Crim6 trying to push out the bottom as the pinch is going to come in. Crim loses his gunfight, but Scump wins both of his. And now the attack is coming in. The third is in front. A little bit of a bait and switch, a little bit of a nade to your own face. The defense still seems to be there as there's a change of possession. The drone wrapped out by United.
Yeah, 30 seconds left here. I mean, best case for E United, obviously, they get a 2-point play here. They make it a 1-possession game. I think you at least need to get a 1-point throw off. They do push the drone up towards that mid-street, but as soon as they get it there, they are just gunned down, 4 dead in favor of Optic Gaming. Now they're turning this into offense.
Yep, now you're going to be having gunfire immediately off the spawn, and who else but Scump to get in their face. Karma over the top. Intercepted. I thought it was reset there. Maybe didn't get over the edge, but I believe that was picked off.
Yeah, it was Silly with an interception there, so a good defensive play there by Silly. Stopped the bleeding a little bit, but the damage is done. It's Optic Gaming up 6-2 going into the second half.
Formal, a big part of the reason they're able to get the early edge in the first half. That 8 streak he goes on, a big catalyst. You know, you think back to the game 1 hard point in the first series where Karma goes on a big spree there to get them going. It seems like it's always someone, right? Crim has a big hard point. Somebody's stepping up. And it seems on the other side, it's either a team effort or it's gunless, right?
Yeah, you've only seen wins when it is a team effort. You've not seen wins from United in this series when it has just been gunless. Only so much you can do as an individual in these team-based objective game modes. So, do you see Karma just get the drone out of their way? You do see the drone down the middle of the street, so you do see RCs on your minimap spawn in that back alley. Woo! Nobody in that top ticket area. Silly picks up 2.
And Arcides gets involved as well, so that's 3 down Matt, and maybe an attack opportunity now for E United. You look into lobby there on the minimap, you see it's Crim6 set up. So he's locked and loaded to shut down any potential push. He's out in a 1v1 with Arcides, and Crim6 wins the fight. And this sets the offensive attack up again for Optic Gaming.
the Optic Gaming attack, I mean, they just do not need to push this recklessly. They do not want to give up that top side of the map. They're going to push this down towards that middle street. You see, it's just they grab the drone, push a little bit forward. Formal picks up 2. He's got one more player coming from his left. It's going to be Krim there to clean it up. Needs to touch the drone here quicker, else it's going to go back towards the center of the map.
It looks like they're going to leave it for the reset. No, they're going to go ahead and grab it, maybe wrap down through Cherry Blossom, try to win some gunfights as Pristini does get one there in the mid lane. Waiting patiently here to see if maybe they can catch an Optic player playing a little bit over aggressively, but they're getting tagged up. Teammate dies near him. Gunless says, I need to get the hell out of here, and wraps it back. Maybe, but Silly finds 3. Silly opens things up. He can't find the 4th, though, so Formal's still on defense. Gunless has to go topside, but in the time it takes to wrap, everybody going to be up on the defensive end for Optic Gaming. He needs some help, and slowly they're working towards it.
Yeah, not even a chance for a 1-point play there because there's 3 players there for the interception set up. It's going to be 2 kills for E United. Krim with a big kill on the defensive end. Scump there as well. A 1-point throw goes off. It is too short. Now Formal's going to start running this towards that top side. We'll see if Optic can get any type of offense here.
So far, it's been a slow second half. No points on the board. Karma can't get it done. Scump gets killed at the edge. The meat grinder set up for E United. They find all 3 kills, and surely this is an opportunity. Silly with another multi-kill there to try and get something going. But as he falls, Optic already back on defense, already pushing it out. You don't even see the drone get forward for United.
Yeah, we've seen Silly pick up some nice double kills during this one. They have not been able to turn this into offense. See, as soon as he goes down, the push falls apart for E United. Silly going to have Krim in front of him. Not going to win that one as Krim goes high there. Pristini and Arceus pick up a kill apiece, though. But look at this, Scump. They're just going to throw the drone down. Going to rely on his gun skill to just hold it in this position.
Yeah, honestly, you're fine with this is the section of the map where you see the drone kind of locked many times. Time's on your side if you're Optic Gaming. You don't have to get fancy on offense. You don't need to turtle. Just sort of play this trench warfare here outside of the lobby spawn. And the game will be yours in just a couple of minutes. Crimsix flying high. One more in front. Is there anyone there to trade it out? I think it was Karma, but Arceus actually finds both. That's now 3 down. You've got to try and make a play, but it's still going to be Formal. Now, Formal can cut down 1 or 2. That's everybody. You cleared everything out. Surely you try to get at least an opportunity on the board here, but everybody is now spawned up. The defense is ready to go. They find the first. They find the second, and the drone is still just sitting back by Crimsix, really, on the minimap.
Yeah, and you see the streaks coming down from Formal. Nothing out of that push for E United. They have had no offense in uplink. This is a team that their first uplink loss of the entire tournament was to Optic in our first best of 5. They do not look like the dominant force they were in the game mode early in the tournament.
And Krim shooting lasers here. The 3-piece, the dunk through. Wow, that was some sick stuff there from Krim. 60 seconds left. And, you know, TP has said that he thinks the best game mode for Optic has been uplink throughout the weekend. They've been a bit shaky and hardpoint at times. You put the undefeated uplink team against maybe the best mode, and it's gone back-to-back times in Optic's favor.
I mean, they've been great in search and destroy as well. I mean, you can kind of make that a toss-up. You see the drone, they're just going to keep playing this game, Maven. They're going to keep throwing it down over here by Statue. Post Formal up on top and just let him just rain down terror with the NV4. You see Scump here. All he need to do is keep trading these kills out. I mean, Pristini in the top picks up 2. But by the time he gets down, drone reset mid-map.
This had to be a phenomenally frustrating game for E United. It seems like no matter what you did, no matter how many kills you found there around mid-map, you were never able to get offense going. As our city drops, that's another 4-man wipe of E United. And Optic Gaming is now going to be 1 map away from being crowned your CWL Open champions.
It's a very tough map for E United. Could not get anything going on the offensive side of things. This map, more than any of the uplink maps, favors teams that have great slaying power. Optic Gaming shows you why as they take it 7-2.
The crowd on their feet. They know how hard the boys of the Green Wall have been working all day long. Let them know they appreciate what they've been doing, as this has been a real treat for us, a treat for everybody at home. It's been a hell of a lot of fun, man.
Yeah, and you know, if Optic Gaming is going to do it, they're going to have to take a hard point here against E United. E United, at the beginning of this series, they steal that first hard point. You know, they played very well. It's been a very strong hard point team throughout the tournament. Nah, I kind of want a game 5, personally.
Of course.
I mean,
of course
to see that, to see that would be pretty awesome.
That's what I love whenever like somebody talks about caster biases. Like, listen, I can speak for every caster in every game. All we want is an epic series.
So you can speak for every caster and everything on the planet.
You want the game 5, the game 7, the game 3, whatever it is. You want an epic comeback. You want the underdog story. We're all rooting for the spectacular, right? That's what we want. I would love to see a game.
I'm happy the representative of all casters.
I represented every single
a bald, almost 40-year-old man in a yellow jacket.
I will be their spokesperson.
I feel like he's talking for all of us.
I will take on that responsibility.
I mean, I do agree with you, though. Yeah. We do want to see great games, right?
Man. You want great games. It's more fun to cast. It's more fun to watch. It's what we live for. It's why I want to do this as a job, man. It's a blast.
We can see the box score here for Precinct's uplink. Optic Gaming, 6 points in the first half. The second half, I mean, was really low scoring just because of how we saw Optic Gaming play it. But Formal, 36 kills, a 1.89 KD.
So, all right, I said that. My Control Freak MVP would be Karma, depending on how this second set goes. It's shifting back to Formal if they take this series with some of the stats we've seen him dropping here. 1.89, are you kidding me?
I mean, he's had stats at this event that have just been silly. It's kind of reminiscent of G3. You remember when he was on Envy, he just put up insane numbers during that tournament. It's kind of the same type of feel you get for the way he's played today.
Well, one match away. They're already into the rig draft here. Is Optic working to be crowned champions, and this will be the first time they could host the trophy. It's been 6 months.
A really long time.
Yeah.
It's kind of odd to say. I mean, I feel
like a bit of a drought.
We go into each event, talking about how they're potentially the favorite and whatnot, and for them to have not gotten the job done with the roster they have, it's kind of crazy to see.
And if you're not aware, which you probably are, but there is a whopping $200,000 on the line here for this event, and it can all be decided here in this map.
The next map will be Scorch Hardpoint, so going into this one, obviously a very fast-paced Hardpoint, a lot of big money hills. You're going to be looking at Turbine. That, I think, is where the game's going to be decided, a lot like how we saw in Barn on Throwback, where E-United did a great job locking it down. Really focus on that second Hardpoint.
I'll tell you what, speaking with Crim6, I know that at least for him, and I believe he was speaking for his team, this is their least favorite Hardpoint. Much more favorable of Breakout, of Retaliation. This isn't one they feel as comfortable on. Maybe this is where E-United can get it done, and this is where I've seen them put together some absolutely beautiful pushes. Those 4-man delayed pushes where you wait for everybody to group up, hit from either side. E-United does it very, very well. Will Optic Gaming be ready for the Swarm?
I feel like E-United, a strong hardpoint team coming in here. Optic Gaming's hardpoint has been up and down all weekend. If you're silly, you're kind of the leader on the E-United side. You got to say, like, guys, don't even think about potentially going a game 5. You got to tune the crowd out. A really good opening break here can turn the tides in this. I mean, it kind of sounds ridiculous, but those first 4 kills, if they go the way of E-United, can definitely just change the game completely.
I mean, look at how that uplink started. 4 down for United pretty much immediately. Optic gets out early. It's not a super high scoring affair, and they get 2 points in the opening 30 seconds and never really look back.
No, exactly. I mean, you can't kind of stress enough how important these opening breaks are. Obviously, some maps more than others, like on Throwback, where you're trying to get positioning where you don't have. But just in terms of confidence and momentum, I mean, you start getting in a rhythm. You're starting to figure out the spawns right away if you can get that advantage.
All right, well, we are 10 seconds away from yet another hard point in this final. They've split now 1-1. And, I mean, the first one you think goes very well in Optic Gaming's favor. The second, pretty much the 250 to 200 game. They look pretty strong, but here we go. MLG prime time. Can Optic Gaming close it out? Or can E-United push this to a game 5?
And there's been a lot of pressure on Gunless in this tournament like we've talked about. I think you need Silly, the most experienced player on E-United coming into this to have a big game here.
You really, really do. And Pristini able to connect there with the nade, backing everybody up. Formal trying to play his life as he's being swarmed by E-United, and now they get control. The first 14 points go towards Optic Gaming. Now their chance to get a little bit of a swing, but we know this is more about holding the left side of the map, holding those spawns for the rotation coming up for Turbine.
And E-United has been pretty aggressive how they push this. They've potentially spawn themselves out, at least at the beginning here. You see they're both spawning on that right-hand side of the mini-map. You see the number 3 arrow. That's going to be Scump going all the way over towards Turbine. It's going to be a big gun battle between Arcides and Scump here to determine who gets Turbine first.
Well, it looks like RC was waiting more for the other cut. He's actually able to get Formal on the cross, so now by delaying that, it's going to turn this into a 2v1 fight, but Scump able to find one, try to turn. He actually was surrounded by 3 players there, and now look at the mini-map where Optic spawning.
Massive for E United, Maven. They get a big lead here early, and they get the spawns for this next hard point. You have one player, it's going to be Pristini, inside of the hard point. Needs to come up with some big kills here. He falls to Karma, but you see E United just flooding in, trying to trade these kills out.
That's all it is, effectively trading inside the hard point. They're able to do it. Gunless still here, trying to play his life until his teammates can back him up. He's got one to work with, but Crim6 takes off Pristini's dome. And now Gunless trying to use one of the better covers in the entire game, able to tee up one. There's a second to his right, finds that, now turning before the push comes, but not able to do so. But with 15 seconds left, you get a pretty good hold for United. You've got a 30-point advantage. Yes, you're gonna lose. Actually, maybe you don't lose these final seconds. As it looks like Pristini might want to just come in and disrupt here.
You don't really need that. It doesn't really matter. I mean, Optic Gaming's going to hold on the last 2-3 seconds.
Oh, look where he spawns, too. Now that he might have spawned for a good flank, actually, where Pristini's coming from, if he gets there quickly enough.
But with where he spawned, he's going to spawn his team out. So you see, when he goes on that, pushing towards that garbage time, he dies. He spawns towards the bottom side of the mini-map, and because he's in that position, he kind of drags the rest of the team with him all the way across, and they're going to lose Hanger.
Well, Hanger now controlled by Optic Gaming. It's going to be Gunless pushing through rocks, trying to flank into Hanger. Karma on Optic trying to deal with it all, though. He's inside. He's won 2 gunfights. He saw the third Springer on the corner. He has 5 bullets left in his K-bar. Not enough bullets to get it done. Doesn't connect with any of them. And now you've got a break for the other side. With 20 seconds left here, all but a tie game. It's Silly and crew trying to hold on. But as you look at the mini-map, look at the bottom where the spawn's coming in for Optic. They're going to be in good position for drill. But it's still going to be E United holding on to a narrow lead here, Matt.
Yeah, and Silly working on a 5 streak, has the Trinity Rockets working towards full streaks. Now it'd be huge. Going into drill, he's going to use the Trinity Rockets, going to get one. Gunless coming around the outside. So we talked about Silly taking some pressure off the rest of his younger teammates, stepping up here early in our game number 4.
He's doing it. A 7 streak here. His teammates covering his back as well, and he's going to try and hold from the turbine spawn, but he gets the call out that his teammates are getting tagged up from behind. Will he get a fortunate timing? Looks like he'll be shot from behind, so the streak will end there, but you still have Arcides as well on a 4 streak. He's 13-7. He will drop. Optic able to take out everybody, but some damage was done there, right? United was able to extend that lead in a big way.
Dan Silly uses another streak here. He's going to be able to take out Scump, but he kills a teammate in the process. So playing pretty hard for these last 30 seconds or so of drill. It's E United trying to go up a little bit more than 50 here. They're going to have a 40-point lead and dwindling down as Optic's taking the rest of this time here on drill. Going back to the center hardpoint, though, E United with a very good first half.
You still have, I believe, the Scorchers available, but yeah, that's a dream first half for you if you're E United trying to push this to the Game 5. I'm sure the deeper this goes, the more viewers are coming in. If you're just joining us, this is our second best of 5. Winner takes the whole tournament and their chunk of the $200,000 on the line for the CWL Atlanta Open. And there's so much on the line here. Pro points leading into the Global Pro League. Champs later in the year. Pro points more important than ever. And this has been insane to see how high United's leapt in the standings, right?
Oh, without a doubt. I mean, they have gone, winning a lot of, making it to the finals of a lot of the 2Ks. With a great performance here, they have climbed the pro point ladder. And you will see Optic Gaming taking a lot of time in the center hard point, but just focus on the top of that mini-map. You're going to have to see players from E United work all the way through that center hard point to Turbine. Optics there, set up already. This is going to be a big break if E United is going to do it.
And look where Scump spawned on the minimap. You see that 3. He's actually going to be in a good position probably to flank here. We'll see if he can get in behind a couple. We switch to him. Shots in both. He gets the 2 assists. That's the reason that the Scarab probably picks up both kills for Formal, because he gets a couple bullets in there around the edge.
That is huge there. Formal with a double kill with the Scarab. The Hill still in control to Optic Gaming. It seems like here come the Scorchers for Silly. Not going to get anything, so they burn through all the streaks. The team kill for E United on the push. Silly falls off the map. But Gunless, with a huge two-piece, gets a break there with 30 seconds left.
How do you get that break?
Oh, you cannot body stack like that if you're Optic Gaming. He fires a few bullets straight through two players. Takes both of them out, and it's going to be good for the last 30 seconds on the hill.
Let's switch over to Gunless, because he has a 6 streak right now. He's 18 and 11. Gunless has just been destroying through this one. He's going to be racking up the remaining time here, so we'll actually hop back off. But I want to get back to him as soon as he gets into the fight, because I want to show the crazy streak he's on. So we had, what, a 7 streak for Silly, a 6 streak now for Gunless, and now Gunless is going to start to get in the action. He's going to have to push across either Skybridge or the outer wall run. Looks like he wants to hit the wall run here and try and get the break. Can he find the opening kill? He sees him, but he drops. He's already been fully streaked out, but it's going to drop there. If RC's and them can get the break, is this maybe a good time to pop the Centurion?
You would think so. Yeah, nice kill there. Double from Arcides. He's going to have one more player in the back. Nice shots there on Crim. And Arcides locking this down for E United. And Optic Gaming, they've been getting to these hills early, Maven, but E United's been breaking it with about 30 seconds left. They're not making up any time in the overall score.
Arcides holding strong inside. Another melee comes through. Shots a little bit off. Can't swivel it on par. You see Gunless very close to that camo. Karma on the other side already has his to work with. And Optic will be able to pick up the final 10 seconds.
Yeah, and it's big. We know we talked about when Silly burns through all his streaks, does not have those for Drill. Well, now Gunless, he has full streaks. So you have those at your disposal for E United, plus abilities towards the second half of this game. They just need to play smart Call of Duty to close it out.
This is looking like a game 5 if E United can close it out with the final 70 points, but it's going to be Scump of Optic. Pushing in here at Drill, has one outside of Drill control, can't win it. Look at the kill feed, that's 3 coming in, and it's a streak for Arcides. He's got 3 in a row. Let's switch over to his POV, he's plus 10 as well. Another one wrapping the edge, has him tagged up and goes ahead and pushes. How many streaks have we seen come out at United?
I don't know, but I feel like Arcides, oh, some nice shots there on Crim yet again. 30 and 18 on a 5 streak. In the respawn game modes, we talked a lot about, Silly and Gunless and the flashy plays they make. Arcides almost always plays well in the respawn game modes you see. Just accurate shooting, some fantastic movement on a 6 streak of his own. As a lot of Drill goes to E United.
I thought he'd have another around the edge. He was so close to picking up Trinity Rockets and Bombardment, but can't get it done. Now look at the top of the map. Everyone just spawned at Turbine here. 4 E United.
Fine, you have streaks to break this.
They're trying to break it through. Okay, the streaks will get it done. What else do you have remaining here? Just the Bombardment?
So you have full streaks, I believe, on Gunless still. He uses 1 there, so you probably only have 1 more left. And then you do have the camo as well on Gunless.
Did Silly use his Scorchers? Yes, he did.
Yes.
Okay. All right, the FTL jump across. Fancy footwork, but not able to close it out as Optic continues to rack up time. But Bristini tries to shut it down, catches a fastball to the face there as Formal tags him with the grenade. And there's the bombardment we were talking about. The laser shots coming in from Gunless as well. You're at 2:25. You've got Camo, you've got bombardment. Matt, what's going on?
They should play for the rest of this time. You just look at the overall clock. They can get this to 2:45, 1:58 game. And I think if you can just force out the game and keep coming, you send 1 player on the overextension, you get control for that turbine, you win the game there.
Well, can they get somebody through is the question. It looks like it is going to be Optic Gaming. That's going to be set up very nicely. They pushed out. They've got one of the hard point. And what do you have?
You got to get a good use of this camo.
Okay, Krem using the Centurion as well. But yeah, this camo is going to be crucial. Let's see how Gunless can make the play. Here goes the camo. Trying to push across. He's getting tagged up from behind, but he's able to slip in from behind to pre-fire at the door. It does nothing. That's 2 down for E United. Optic trying to mount the comeback. Still trailing by 50, but there's 40 seconds remaining here. This is going to be a ball game.
Yeah, if you lose this E United, you need to rotate over towards Hangar. You cannot afford to lose that rotation battle. I think.
Uh-oh.
Oh, so we're going to use streaks here. Gunless gets 1 with it.
Just Karma, and Crimsix stays alive, but the push does come through. Can they get the break? You still have Scump playing in the back. He's got reactive to work with, but he does ultimately drop. Formal goes down as well, and you're going to get 12 seconds here. This is going to put you at 246.
Not enough to win it. You're going to be about 4 points shy.
But look where they are. They're already set up in Hangar as well. You got to get a perfect break here. Scump's reactive armor is going to be huge. I think you've got to use it to get in. He just goes ahead and pops it. He's going to try to find the kills. His buddy dies in front, tries to get through. They're able to get the break, and now you need a perfect hold. 55 seconds. E United has 244. We've seen perfect holds here before. Can Optic do it and close it out here?
United, I think, you know, you got to slow down a little bit and get
Silly.
2 really good breaks. Silly's going to get 1. Karma and Crim6 with a kill apiece. There's 1 more player left. It's Silly. He's waiting outside of the hill. I like this play. He's going to wait for his teammates to get back, try and get 1 more good attempt.
Krim just trying to play his life in the corner. Can he get his health back? Backing away. They're pushing him close. The battle is frantic, but they're not able to win it. Formal uses the overdrive to get back into the action. Now it's just going to be Karma and Scump trying to hold on. Make it just Karma spins. There, it might be. Nope, they're spawning close. They're able to fight back in. You haven't closed it out yet if you're E United. Can they win these key gunfights? He able to do it. It's Pristini. Are we going to get a game 5? It's 2:49. They're in. Optic keeps trying to battle somehow. They hold on, but the final tick is there. The final drill hard point is it. Baby, we're going to game 5.
For a while there, I was like, oh man. Optic Gaming is storming back.
It's gonna end.
But you know what? United, they don't get a really good clean break there, but they do just enough trading to contest the hill long enough that even if they don't really win that, you're looking at a tie game going into drill, and they have that rotational advantage. They're there first. You think they probably get, you know, the first 10 seconds there, and still way too close for my liking, man. Crazy. Are you gonna live through this one?
I am. I'm having fun. But this is game 5, man. This is what it's all about. But let's take a look at the replays here from what was a fast-paced and crazy scorch hard point.
Yeah, now 2 players we talked about, you know, Silly and Gunless going in. Silly goes 30 and 29, a minute in the hill. It was really Arcity's the one that stepped up. 35 and 29, a minute plus for everybody on the side of E United. You know, when you look on the side of Optic, there was nobody who really, you know, stood out and played poorly. It was just a very well-balanced game from E United.
I mentioned it before that started. This is not their favorite hardpoint map, not by a mile. I've seen them lose this several times this weekend. They pulled out some victories as well, but they get shut down ultimately. It was a valiant effort to come back in the end, but they couldn't do it, Matt.
And it wasn't even the abilities that really hurt Optic. I mean, we jumped on with Gunless, thought he could make a big play of camo. Doesn't happen. The FTL jump of Silly doesn't get anything. It was the streaks they gave up early. That's really what hurt Optic. They gave up the full streaks to Silly and the full streaks to Gunless. When you take a look at some of the stats, Gunless 20 kills, 1.12 KD, played very well, and then obviously Krim on the other side.
Well, you've heard a lot from us, but to break down the stats and hype us up before what is sure to be one of the best game 5s in the history of Call of Duty, let's throw it over to Ben at the studio.
Much Maven. I can tell you, we have not been sat down. We've been on our feet ourselves. We've been feeling the emotion of this grand final, and there's been a ton of different emotions. I mean, we'll talk about the second set a little bit. Chance, I want you to start game 1. Break it down.
What happened in game 1? I can't remember.
See,
I really can't remember. I'm still focused on the last game of Scorch. Like, it's too intense.
It's been unbelievably intense. It really has. In all seriousness, map number 2, I think, is where we all kind of looked at each other and said, okay, that's it. It's done, right? A 5-2 lead. I feel like this is like the 3rd, maybe even 4th time we've seen a 5-2 lead thrown here at CWO Atlanta. Me and you, we were in disbelief.
Unacceptable is the simplest way to put it. When you're up 5-2 like that, they threw away those 2 rounds leading up till 5-4 so darn fast that you need to slow it down. Everything you were doing before was working out just fine, but that's the moment where Optic is the one that has to make those, you know, sort of drastic decisions, right? They have to throw their bodies on the line and take more risks than you do. They didn't slow it down. There was one round where Krim just simply pre-fired through a hallway and got a kill. It's just things like that that are unacceptable. You have to slow it down and put yourself in better position.
There's that moment. There's the moment, the FTL jump. It was beautiful, but milliseconds away from clutching in there. Right now, we would have a champion. E United would have won this event if that FTL jump is half a second. Then you consider the fact that you weren't able to get camo in 3 rounds as well, TP. This was a drastic meltdown.
The biggest what-if of the tournament so far, I think, is Fastball in the 1v1 against Karma. What if he turns the other direction and Karma doesn't get it? Because that allowed for Optic Gaming to go on this massive run. The next biggest what if Silly doesn't bump into that wall with the FTL? What if the angle is just ever so slightly better? If, like, it would have been one of the greatest plays in Call of Duty history. You'd have to imagine, because the way this series has panned out, that could have won them the tournament.
Yeah, I completely agree with you. And, you know, you see the end of that section of story, we all looked at each other, and I think every single one of us agreed the next map number 3, was going up to game. There was no doubt about it, right? The crowd started a choke chant. I mean, if you're United, you're sat there with your headset on thinking, how do we recover from that? But Momo, Optic Gaming, they did just that, right? They took that map very, very convincingly.
I'm not surprised. At Optic Gaming, they were 5-2 down, and we had like looked at each other, and we were all thinking the same thing. We didn't even need to say anything. We didn't need to say anything. We're like, don't rule Optic Gaming out of this just yet.
Right.
It should have been over. Don't get me wrong. It should have been. But Optic Gaming, once again, they come up clutch. Time and time again, people, you know, all over social media, they're saying, you know what, they should have finished top 12. They should have finished this. Panda should have knocked them out. But no, they're here in the grand final. They're clutching up time and time again. But yeah, you're right. Going into that next map, I was frustrated. I was very annoyed. And I was kind of saying, no, United fight. And you were laughing at me. You go, it's over. This uplink is over. And you were right. It went in too quick. United come bounce back. But
you have to give them some serious props. I really do, because I think me and you, T, we were both kind of on the same page where we thought, this grand final's done. It's over. This is Optic Gaming's for the taking. But somehow, someway, United fought back in that hard point. And now we're going to a game 5. I mean, if you want to talk briefly about that game 4, then.
In situations like that where you're falling behind, you're not feeling too good, you need someone to spark. And who was the spark on that Scorch? Definitely Arcides. The man was lighting it up completely. You wrote his name down on a card.
That was my notes. It literally just says Arcides. That's literally it.
Exactly.
Unbelievable.
That's the sort of plays that you need in order to establish a solid lead. They were able to do that. I think it was like 190 to about 120 at one point. And then talking about, Chance, you made some good points about Silly at the hangar hard point as well. You can touch on that.
The first go around on the hangar hard point, Optic Gaming had the full setup. Silly actually gets all 4 kills by himself. He comes on the flank, is able to kill 2 while hanging around the wall run area, and just continues through and bowls them over. Obviously, he had a lot of teammate support throughout that entire thing, but the first time, he picks up 4. The second go around, same thing. He's the one that gets his spawns for his team after Optic Gaming, again, out-rotates them, and eventually they're able to break through. And then on the last go around, where they just needed 1 point constantly, it was Silly the player. He was by himself. He was able to get in the hill and just hold him off for just enough time to let his team get back in the kill for support, and again stop Optic Gaming from shutting them down there.
Well, our grand final starting to heat up. Optic Gaming versus E United, second set, tied up 2-2. We're going to a game 5. Matt, Maven, over to you.
Thank you, guys. And, you know, crowd, put your hands together. Ben, the desk have been incredible all weekend long. They've been looking into different matches. They've been doing fantastic analysis of the maps, and now we have the game 5 we all wanted.
Woo. Yeah, the studio's been awesome all weekend. The games have been incredible today. It's only fitting we end with a game 5 here in our second set. What do you do?
Get over here.
Stop.
Give me a
Stop.
hug. That wasn't awkward at all.
No. No.
You wanted it secretly.
No, not at all. Anyway.
I'm pumped, man. This is going to be fun.
Yeah, no, it's going to be a good one. E United in the search and destroys we've seen against Optic Gaming. They've gone up early, just not able to hold on and win them. Optic Gaming is just always stormed back into these games.
Who are you taking? I'm putting you on the spot here.
Oh.
It's not a choice, man.
It's not easy because, like I just said, E United, they've gone up. And a lot of these S&Ds, they've kind of given them away.
What was it?
Optic Gaming,
5, right?
Yeah, Optic Gaming, they've been so strong in S&D all weekend. They have the experience. Oh, it's a tough one. It's like
you don't have to choose if you don't want to.
No, I do. I don't want to do like Momo or Rel and not choose. I have to decide.
That was Golden Boy's favorite thing back in the day.
Yeah, not make a decision.
Oh, I sort of like this team, and I also kind of like this team. I'm Golden Boy.
My gut says E United, but I feel Optic. I'm going to go with Optic.
All right, you hear it there. Crowd, make some noise. Game 5. And who else but Formal with the sniper. Splits a couple there mid-map. But if he can get it going with that, he has had some of the most ridiculous shots, but he seems a little bit off right now, right? Those are 2 shots he could very well hit.
Yeah, I mean, well, you don't really see a ton of sniper play. Obviously, the top snipers are always going to pull it out, but you know, I have not seen great sniper play, and just like that, E United wipes the board. Woo. Silly with 2, Pristini with 2. It's a very fast round number 1.
Yeah, it certainly was. You don't find any kill. Oh, God!
Like, I can hit the left D-pad right back.
Oh, the salutes have just been rude.
Sure.
It's disrespectful.
Well, these two teams,
Karma did it first.
Yeah, but these two teams, I mean, they scrim all the time. We talked a little bit about, you know, Silly and Formal. This is like an under-the-radar kind of heated rivalry between these two.
I love it. Round 2. It's going to be Arcides now. Oh, he hits the shot. Scott, we'll see you later in round 3, buddy. and they just smoked them. There's not a single kill coming in for Optic until Formal finally finds something, and he's gone. 2-0 United.
That shot was nuts. RC.
I just picked Scump just puts his controller down. He's like, all right.
I'm dead.
Okay.
And what I've liked from United in these first 2 rounds, Maeve, is just how aggressive they've been. You know, I think one of the guys on the studio desk, they talked a little bit about if you're going to go down, play your game. They're definitely doing it in Game 5.
They are, and a guy we haven't talked a lot about like throughout Friday, Saturday, Silly, has a... Ooh! Where's that bullet go? A hit marker on what appeared to be a neck. Don't jump up there and challenge him. Varsity's on fire. Formal's gone. Formal, the only one with the kill right now, but Silly, man, 4-0. He has the monster game. Crim6 is Mr. Game 5, right? He has got to pick it up. An ugly gunfight comes through, and now it's Crim in a 1v3. They're giving an early lead to United, and the comeback kids are going to have to battle back yet again.
I mean, this is kind of how these other search and destroys played out. United comes out on fire, takes the first few rounds. Optic Gaming makes a comeback. See Pristini here in the final kill cam. Takes Crim out. Optic Gaming, I believe, you know, we'll take a look at the scoreboard once we jump back into this. I think only 2 of their players have kills right now. You got Formal with 1, Crim with 1. It has not been a good first few rounds. I mean, Gunless is 0-0 through 3 rounds that his team's won. That's quite an odd stat line. It's Pristini, Silly, who have led the way. Arcides with some nice snipes as well. Scump draws first blood here in this round, though.
Well, that's a start. You find one first blood, but there the FTL jump to get away. You like Silly playing his life. Pristini able to back one up and push through. It's Silly. If he doesn't stay alive there with the FTL jump, maybe he doesn't find that second kill. And now it's Karma trying to clutch again. They're getting stormed off the map. What are we watching?
I have really liked the way that Silly has used FTL jump throughout this event. A lot of players I don't feel like have used it, you know, to its fullest potential. Silly, you see him use it in multiple different situations. Get out of harm's way, you know, get a little bit closer to try and pick up a kill on a guy that's weak. You see it right there. He uses it to get out of dodge, keeps his streak alive. 4-0.
How many
in favor of United here in Game 5?
How many punches can you take in S&D as Optic Gaming that you rebound from? How many times can you force a choke out of a team and come up clutch?
And you know, in this type of situation, Maeve, you know, I played way back. As you see, Gunless is going to get 2 kills here at the beginning. It's going to be Optic Gaming trading it out real fast.
1v1.
Down into a
1v1. He has to reload. He's got him tagged up. Looking to push him. We saw him in the corner underneath. He's hit with a jammer. Can he win it? Oh! He gets it barely. That's how you get 1 round. All right. God.
Dude. Formal is just ice cold, man. I mean, that is a gunfight that not many players win. In that type of
with the jammer, I thought he was fine until that happened.
That type of pressure situation too. With, I mean, you know, the United goes up 5-0. And I can imagine you can look up the stats on that. There's a high chance they win this one. Formal keeping them alive.
I think they see 2 hit the cross. They're able to get him behind. Now you have to be worried about every side of the map if you're Optic Gaming. But Scump chases, Scump follows, finds the kill. That's back-to-back first bloods, but they know there's one more in behind. They should have seen 2 cross. They've got to be hunting for Pristini right now. Here's the man himself. They know he's behind. He's going to find one. Formal able to snap and find the kill. Now it's going to be 2v3. Silly turns it into a 2v2. Karma and Crim. First Gunless and Silly. Silly's starting to work his way up. He can't win it. It's now just Gunless. He's been a legend all day long, but Crim6 does it.
2 straight rounds for Optic Gaming.
Woo! I don't know what he's doing with his hand there. It is funky as hell.
Yeah, Crim always does that. It's kind of freaky, but Formal's round where he wins that 1v1 against Arcides. They come back. That is the catalyst here. It's going to be Scump also drawing first blood. 2 straight rounds here. The United, though, they're in still a very good spot, Maeve. You know, 4-2 up, obviously in a great spot with the round advantage, and they do have Pristini with this reactive armor. Maybe you use it this round, you know, just kind of put yourself only 1 round away.
Sometimes it's like, of the camo and reactive players, who has a bigger start on either team, right? You give yourself a chance to use it a little bit earlier. Pristini does already have it available, but it's another first blood. That's 3 in a row. Scump able to find it with the grenade. does Pristini consider using this here? Likely going to save it for a further round, but he's going to go ahead and push in. Not able to find the kill. Krim is a god. Finds two inside, and now it's on Silly. You've been playing like a monster, but you're pinned like a rat, and down he goes.
And you can kind of feel the momentum in the room just kind of swaying now towards Optic, and you needed to figure out a way to kind of turn the tides in your favor for E United. And the one way you could do that is with that reactive armor. You have to use it. You have to get something for it. And look, I mean, you get to that 5th round, even if it goes a little bit longer than that, you're hoping you see an active camo use from Gunless. I think that's what you got to play for here.
Remember what he did last time. Arcity's caught Scump on the cross. Not able to find the shot this time. A very passive defense coming in from Optic Gaming as things begin to slow down a little bit here in round 8. Basically a headshot with a Scarab, but Pristini will live through it. There's a reactive armor. Burns him around the edge.
And he uses it in this round, so it's crucial that E United wins this. You cannot use this ability and lose the round. They have to put this round away. 2 kills for Pristini.
Finds the second. It's now just on Karma and Krim. This should be the 5th round for E United. He's able to take out Pristini, but he's the last man up. He's got Camo to work with this. Somehow he turns this in his favor. Now it's a 1v2. 15 seconds left. They're pushing him. He's down. E United 1 round away from being crowned your champions.
And when you use the reactive, you got to get the win. They use reactive armor. Pristini comes up with 3 straight kills. You have some house money to play with here with Maven. You're up 5-3 rounds. You can afford on the defensive end to get a little bit aggressive here. If I'm on E United, that's kind of what I'm seeing up here. Okay, I think you catch Optic off guard. Obviously, you know, they may play a little bit passive, but I would love to see an aggressive defensive push here from E United.
Karma does have this camo, though. Maybe he'll be the one to make a play. They're getting aggressive, just like you talked about. You see Gunless on the map, trying to be the one to come through. He gets caught. That's a first blood for Optic Gaming. And now you can start to mount the attack. You see the mid-map presence you have here from E United trying to push forward. It's like they were ready for the aggression, man. They waited for it. They baited it out. E United does get a little bit cheeky sometimes on the defensive end.
You needed to go together, though. I meant like a 4-hit straight through B. That's the type of aggression I would like to see. Arcity's picks up 1. Pristini with another. Silly in a perfect position here. One more player alive.
It's done just like that. You see the disappointment on the faces of Optic. And look at the hype from E United. E United are going to be your CWL Atlanta Open champions. The disappointment you see there on the face of Crim6. You fought so hard. We know what a loss that is, but you have to focus on the champions. There they are. Look at the squad. E United proved all the doubters wrong, Matt.
And this is a team you got to feel good for. I mean, they put in a ton of time grinding throughout all the 2Ks, you know, battling against the top. A lot of non-believers of this team coming into the event. They show up in a big way, prove everybody wrong.
You survived every single punch that Optic Gaming can throw at you.
Not just Optic Gaming, I mean, throughout the tournament. I mean, you beat Envy, you beat FaZe, you beat Optic, you got through Splice. A very impressive run.
It's a beautiful moment for these guys. They enjoy the trophy. But on the floor, we've got Jack Courage Dunlop to chat with the guys.
What a grand final we just saw. E United are your CWL Atlanta Open champions. What a victory there. Congratulations, gentlemen. From start to finish, an electric performance. It got a little scary there. And first, I want to begin down on this end. What are the emotions feeling like right now? Major title for you all. You've got to feel like you're on cloud 9.
Oh, man, it feels good because these fans are ridiculous. They got to, I don't know, they got to chill mid-game, man. It's just pissing me off, and it lights the fire in all of us, so it's not helping them.
Wow, you're saying the fans cheering gets you guys fired up as well. Arcity's an incredible weekend for you guys. Now you come out as champions. Talk to me a little bit about what you guys said to each other going into that second best of 5 to make that possible.
We just had to play our own game and not theirs.
Well, it's easy as that. Play your own game. Silly, get over here. Come on, get over here, Silly. You're the big leader of this squad. You wind up taking home this title. This has been a long time coming for you. What is it about these guys that just work so well on this team?
I mean, they're good listeners. They stay composed, and that's all you need to do to win.
Now, Burns, I want you over here as well, my friend. Burns, long-time involvement in Call of Duty, now co-general manager of this E-United organization. A lot of people were wondering what you were doing when picking up this squad. You had a vision, now it shows. How proud are you of these boys? What a moment for your organization.
Besides me getting a little emotional, I'm really proud of these guys. I guess I couldn't find a championship as a player, but I can find it as a manager, and these guys helped me accomplish that goal, so I'm really proud of them.
Awesome to see. Now, everybody knows that a major championship title has an MVP on the lineup, someone that just goes absolutely off, goes above and beyond what it means to be a champion. And guess what? We have our control freak MVP. It is Gunless. Hoist up that trophy, my friend. You've earned it. The Control Freak MVP for someone that goes above and beyond. Again, E-United, congratulations. All the doubters, I can promise they've been silenced now. We've got a new champion on top. Benson, take it away.
What a grand final that was. Of course, congratulations to E-United. We will see them in a press conference coming up shortly. I know Courage and the E-United squad are going to get ready for that, so make sure you're tweeting out any questions you have for the E-United squad that will be live on stream. MVP, the Control Freak MVP, of course, massive congrats to Gunless, but I think we all kind of looked at each other there and said, any one of them could have just taken that. I mean, you could make an argument for all of them, right, team?
Oh, 100%. Pristini had so many moments where I was so impressed throughout this entire tournament. Arcity came in very clutch in that hard point, especially on Scorch. Yep. Just so many performances with all these guys. Silly as well. Just, they proved me wrong. I'll be the first one to say it. I doubted them so much. I did not know what to expect, but look at them now. Good job.
Yeah, fantastic performance, of course, there. Look at Gunless, top 5 respawn KD, average 76 seconds of hardpoint time, 27 maps, a 1.16 and a 25.39 as well. Gunless played absolutely out of his mind. Congratulations to him, the MVP of the CWL Atlanta Open. But we talk about that grand final as a whole. We touched, you know, about the first 4 maps, and we went into that grand final, map 5, I should say, and team. What was that aggression from E-United?
That was insane. I was laughing for half of that map. Pristini lapped the map in multiple rounds in a row. Optic just didn't know what to do. They didn't know where to look. They played slow some of those rounds, but E-United stuck to it. Usually you want to push with all 4 people, but man, they just took it to them.
That was one of the nuttier S&Ds I think I've ever seen. And I mean, especially to bounce back, because keep in mind what happened with the first one. Right. They blow that 5-2 lead, and they come that close to the Prestige, and they were able to hold strong. And they really just absolutely took it to Optic Gaming, too. It was just incredible to watch.
The one thing that I say is you've got to play your own tempo, and that last game, I don't know what kind of came into that team of United, but they went at, 100 miles an hour. They stepped it up, and those first 4 rounds, Team said he was laughing. I was there with him. I was like, you take a toilet break. You've missed 4 rounds of S&D. That was insane, and Optic Gaming, they did start to come back. We all had that look in our eyes, but the composure level for these boys on E-United, the inexperience, we saw the likes of Silly, Prestini, they were like 7-1, ridiculous scorelines within 4 rounds.
Yeah, crazy performance from them. And I think, you look at this tournament for E-United as a squad, and you think, all right, well, now the sky's the limit. I mean, what's next for these guys? You expect them to obviously stick together. They've just won a major tournament. And then you think about maybe the next event. They seem pretty far ahead of a lot of teams. Obviously, you can touch on that inexperience a little bit there, but at the end of the day, they clutched up when it mattered most.
There were some mistakes, but you have to focus on the positivity here. Every single hurdle in competitive Call of Duty was thrown before these guys today. A roaring team through the loser bracket, Optic Gaming nonetheless, and they're able to pull it out in a map number 5. So much composure from these guys. When map number 2 ended on that search and destroy that they threw away completely, I thought the series was going to be over, but no. Enough resilience to force the map number 5 and to have the confidence to play at such a fast speed in those sorts of situations. You don't see that too often. Just great overall leadership, composure on this team. Man,
just phenomenal clutch factor when
fun to watch.
They did most. It was a very fun grand final to watch. I imagine for the fans out there, both squads, it was almost like having a heart attack. But we can take a look now at our final placings here at the CWL Atlanta Open. Of course, E-United walking away with first place, $80,000. That's a lot of money. Optic Gaming, of course, in second place, Team Envious in third, Luminosity fourth, Phoenix Clan fifth, Team Infused sixth, Panda and Splice to follow as well there. But remember, this wasn't just about the money. We're talking a serious amount of pro points on the line here as well.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, first, obviously taking away 25,000. I mean, second, 15,000. You kind of split that between, you think it's a 10,000, pro point gap. It's not. We're talking 40,000. That's per player. That is so important for the boys of E United. Not only because, they've been performing in 2Ks, they already, I think, during that grand final or before the loser bracket final, we said that they solidified their top 2 position. With that, I don't know in my head exactly where it puts them, but going into the next tournaments, there's obviously a long road ahead. They're in a very good position.
And I think every team out there is now going to be looking at this squad and really having their sights set on them, because they have proven everybody wrong here at the CWL Atlanta Open. That is going to be everything from the studio. I can send it now down to the wonderful Courage with the E United boys for a press conference.
Wonderful stuff, gentlemen. Again, yes, down on the floor with your CWL Atlanta Open champions, E United. To quickly set the stage, many people coming into this event doubting their LAN capabilities. They show up and go undefeated in their pool. They move all the way through the winner's bracket and finally get tested in your grand final against arguably one of the best teams in the history of competitive Call of Duty, Optic Gaming. Not only do they go to a second best of 5, but a game 5 in which they take the title, the majority of the $200,000 prize pool, and a lot of pro points moving forward. We've got their players here on E United, but first, before we get to some Twitter questions, we're going to open the floor to the media first.
Hey guys, James Matone from Gamers.com. Everyone, congratulations. Silly, I know this is your first grand final win in a major. I think that's the same for the rest of you. With that said, you take down Optic. What's the expectation now heading into ESWC Paris, especially with being locked into the open bracket?
Honestly, at this rate, I think we can win Paris as well, if we play the same way we do.
Just so everybody knows, that question was asked, Silly. The expectations going into ESWC, where do you see this team going? What do you want to do from here?
Honestly, I see this team doing really well throughout the year. Hopefully we'll be in both of the leagues, and we can do the same thing on LAN again.
Anyone else want to give them thoughts? No, they're good.
I'm the public speaker, I guess.
Hey guys, Joe Bartle from RotoWire. Gunless, how do you feel with the MVP trophy in your hands right now?
He said, Gunless, how do you feel with the MVP trophy in your hands right now?
Honestly, I feel pretty good. Honestly, it wouldn't be for my teammates. I wouldn't have this MVP trophy right beside me. They probably put me in the best situation to actually make me do good and help them out and win the maps.
Awesome. Kevin Naki here from WWG. First off, Pristini, get some sleep. When you guys went down 0-3 in the opening set, what did you guys say to each other in between the sets and the grand finals to rally yourselves for that second best of 5?
The question was, when you saw yourselves go down 0-3 in that first best of 5, what did you guys say to each other to get yourselves back with the momentum you need for the second best of 5?
Honestly, we all talked to each other and we told each other it's just our warm-up. They've been playing for a while now, and we haven't played for 3 hours or so. So, I mean, Optic's a really good team. I'm not taking anything away from them. Just took a little bit to warm up and get it together. So, as soon as that happened, we played together and did our thing. So, ended up winning.
Hi guys, my name is Ifan. I'm reporting for Medill News Service, and my question is, earlier at a press office, we heard that you guys wanted to play Team Envious and Optic the most, and now that you have took down 2 of the biggest names in Call of Duty, how do you feel?
It feels good because coming from that online tag, it's just it takes that whole tag away. We're not just onliners now. It's we actually accomplished something in the community, and nobody can just sit here and still say it. I mean, now we're going to get tagged as jetpackers and that, but I mean, we'll get through that too.
Great stuff, gentlemen. Now, I've also got some questions from Twitter I want to bring up first from @EnvySinatra. What was your toughest match of the weekend, Arcides, if you had to choose one, and why?
Optic. They 3-0'd us. They're the only team who took uplink off us.
Makes a lot of sense there, right? When you go to 2 best of 5s with a team, it's safe to say that would be your toughest matchup. Now from @Variant on Twitter, what does this win bring to the mentality of the team, Silly? Coming into this, where were you guys at? And now moving forward, where do you see yourselves?
I mean, this title brings a lot of confidence. I mean, we had a lot before, but we didn't know if it was delusional confidence or not. But now since we won, good.
It proves you guys are the real deal. Now from @undetermined CJ on Twitter, he says, how do you feel this momentum will carry over into ESWC at the CWL Paris Open? And what do you hope to improve upon then, Pristini?
Some sleep. I hope to improve on some sleep so I don't crap the bed last series again. If I weren't doing so bad, I feel like it would have been easier. But, you know, yeah, improving on sleep, that's my main goal, right, for me. As a team, I don't think, we need to improve a lot, but we'll figure that out.
You say the team needs to improve on a lot. Sleep, though, very important when you go to Europe because you can definitely get jet lagged easily. I'll speak from experience there. Final question. Gentlemen, this was probably one of the most miraculous wins I've ever seen in the history of competitive Call of Duty coming into this weekend. Is there anything you have to say to those out there that you've now earned as new fans, to those who doubted you, to anybody watching competitive Call of Duty right now?
Nothing to the haters, but I want to thank you all for supporting through Twitter and the fans. I appreciate every single one of you that came up to me and asked for pictures and stuff like that. It's honestly the best feeling in the world.
Great stuff, E United. I know this is probably a whirlwind of emotions, so for now we're going to end the question and answer period here. Fantastic stuff again from everybody at MLG. What a weekend we just had. The Call of Duty World League 2017 season is well underway, and there's a lot more to come. For now, though, we'll leave you with one final thought. The CWL Dallas Open kicks off March 17th. We'll see everybody there.